Okay, we're live. I have no idea if picture, isn't it? Um, I have no idea if Carlbot's gonna work. I tried to set up Carlbot in my server, um, and I don't know if it'll be working. I assume not because I just set it up, and it never works on the first time. Um, well, it just sends in the only server where I know it works. Oh, I'm very blurry in that picture. Lovely. Allie, hello. Thank you so much for redeeming first. I appreciate you being here early. I'm realizing that I tried to set up Carlbot very haphazardly before this stream. Um and it didn't work. Shock of all shocks. And then you got Garatina as your daily partner Pokemon. Okay, Allie just casually comes in and gets Satan. Kazis or Kazis, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but congrats on being second. And also getting Garatina? That's back-to-back Garatinas. Sorry, I'm just sending out all my promo stuff. But Kazis or Kazis, welcome in. It's great to meet you. My name's Skylar. Use they them pronouns. If you want to, it's either broken or I'm Pog. Well, given that Eternal, which welcome in Eternal, it's great to see you, just came in and got Ho-Oh. It's not broken, but that is 3 legendaries in a row, which is a little bit crazy. But you know, very cool though. Very cool. Just sending out, like I said, just sending out all my promo things real quick. All the seriously, we got Eternal. I don't know if it's still in chat for you, but we got 2 Garatinas back to back, and then you came in and get Ho-Oh. So, I mean, actually, I should probably redeem now. What if I get a legend? I want a legend. The legendary Drillbur. Love that. Either works name wise. I don't remember who told me to follow you, but I did at some point. Well, I'll go with Casey's then, if that's okay with you. But then welcome in. If you have preferred pronouns that you'd like me to use to address you with, please let me know. It's totally fine if you're not comfortable though. Never want to force. But welcome in. It's so good to see you. And whoever told you to follow, I appreciate you stopping by. It means a lot. Wait, did Carlbot work? Oh my god! It worked. It was just delayed. Of course I get a bird. Oh, eternal salt in the wound. And she, her for, or, uh, she, her for Kazys. Awesome. Is great to meet you, Kazys, and I will get that into your nickname right now. Just so I can make sure I'm addressing correctly. Carl? Yeah, I tried to set up Carlbot. I thought it didn't work, so I sent my own go live notification, but then it worked. So now everyone just got double pinged to my Discord server. Whoops. However, if you did not just get double pinged, that means that you're not in my Discord server. And if you would like to be, to have really fun Pokemon conversations and get up-to-date updates on when I'm going live, feel free to join. It's a little dead at the moment because I just went on a hiatus, but I'm working on bringing it back. And if you wanna be a part of that, feel free to join. It's gonna be a great time. I still have a few more things to send, so this will just take a moment. Sorry, this is very unprofessional of me. But I think that is good. Okay. Yeah, so today we are actually, I'm not going to go yet because we have the ad running. So I'm not going to do anything too exciting before the ad is over. What I will do is go ahead and nab that. I will be doing the Lurky Lurk. Have a good stream. Hey, Casey's, thank you so much for the Lurky Lurk. I appreciate you coming by, really. It means a lot, and I appreciate the lurk. Love my lurkers. And pin. Hey, Gray, welcome in. Thank you for the work and lurk. Congrats on getting your Tangela as your 30th Pokemon here. That's pretty exciting. As you guys can see, the cough has been persisting. It is not going away anytime soon. Also, it's not really noticeable because of my headphones, but I'll take them off for a moment. I did get a haircut, and I tried something a little new with it. Usually I like keeping my hair longer, but this time I went shorter on the sides and kept the top kind of long. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. But you know, it was something new. Not sure how it's gonna. I've never had my hair like this, so as it grows out, I mean, I never have seen what it looks like as it grows out from this, so we'll have to see. But I like it, and I'm still waiting until the ad ends before we do anything too exciting. But today we will be going back to the Glenwood Tangle, and we're going to keep hunting for hopefully shiny Phantump. We do have 3 targets that we would not be upset with. We have shiny Phantump, shiny Shiinotic, and shiny Galarian Ponyta, which is actually probably my favorite one that we're hunting for. But Phantump is the target because we have Harvest up, the Harvest ability, which makes grass types more likely to spawn. Also, I don't know if I've ever showed this off on stream, but I'm going to now. I almost always have this tortilla blanket with me. It is so comfortable. It's insane. And, you know, it's just a great tortilla. Who wouldn't use a tortilla blanket if you were given the chance? I'm obsessed. I know it's a great. I love this freaking blanket. Welcome back from the ad, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking through that. Yeah, how has everyone been? I haven't. It's been what, 2 days since I was live last. I was live on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to trying to remember when I was live last. We are gonna be trying to put together a schedule-ish. I did put in preferences to work in the mornings and afternoons at work. So if everything goes according to plan, the new stream schedule, which I'll put in the Discord, will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. CST, and then maybe a bonus streams on Saturday on the weeks that I'm feeling like it. Now, this is assuming my part-time job that has never had a fixed schedule will actually listen to my preferences and give me the shifts I want. If they do, that will be the schedule. If they don't, then that's even more reason to join the Discord so you can get up-to-date updates. Hey, Lordy, hello, and congrats on the Hitmonlee for your partner Pokemon. It's great to see you. Are those D&D books? Yes, I have 7 of them. I am a D&D enjoyer. I would not say enthusiast, because I'm not like as into it as some other people I know. But I do greatly enjoy Pokemon. I mean, I do greatly enjoy D&D. Hey, you won. Thank you so much for the I was gonna say tier 1. That's a prime resub for 4 months. You won. You only get one of those primes. You only get one of those primes, and you're choosing to use it on me. That really means a lot. I appreciate you each and every day. Thank you so much. What is going on, gamers? I see we have to start. Yep, we only started 10 minutes ago. I was DM for a campaign in college. I love D&D. See, I am definitely more of a DM than a player, because in college I was a mass media major, TV film specifically, and I took a screenwriting class. I think I found out that my passion is in telling a story, at least when it comes to film, right? So DMing is definitely where I need to be. Never make a joke again. I'm dying of cringe. It wasn't on purpose. I only emphasized it because it was truly on accident. But seriously, thank you for the Prime sub. It really does mean a lot. It really helps to support me in what I'm doing here. And also, I will just out loud say it. I did pin my go live tweet. If you guys could like or retweet or anything, or quote tweet anything that you feel like doing. All of those things I just mentioned, even if you just want to drop a quick like, which is no effort and doesn't impact your profile at all, still helps to push the tweet out to other people. It would mean a lot. I'm really trying to make effort to grow. Like, I don't know if I set a goal. So for those of you who don't know, Bruxish is my least favorite Pokemon of all time. I hate that stupid fish. And if you also don't know, I'm going for a shiny living dex, which means I need a shiny of every Pokemon that has ever existed. As of now, my plan is to never shiny hunt Bruxish until it is literally the last Pokemon left. If I have every shiny Pokemon that is possible to legitimately get shiny, and all that's left is Bruxish, then I will shiny hunt it. The only exception is this goal I set, which is if we hit 1,000 followers by the end of 2024, I will shiny hunt Bruxish as a reward for that. Now, that is, at least I feel, a bit of a stretch goal, but I also think it's possible. So I made sure it was just enough of a stretch where I actually won't be that upset if I don't have to hunt Bruxish. But hitting 1,000 by the end of the year would be super, super cool. So if you want to share the stream, tell your friends about it, share the go live tweet. All of those are small ways you can help me out with that. And of course, keeping the tab open and lurking in the stream is another great way to support me. But that's pretty much all I've got. In terms of opening things, I can probably yap for a bit longer, but it would probably make more sense to yap while we shiny hunt, given that all we'll be doing is running in circles. No reason to not chat with y'all while this is going on. And the counter's working. You'll love to see it. Okay, we're all set. Is the music okay? The volume kind of reset, so I had to readjust it back to where I thought it was prior. So just let me know if it's too loud, too soft, anything like that. But yeah, gamers, what's going on with y'all? How's it been? I already told you guys, my cough has still refused to go away. I'm not sick at all. Like, I'm actually in a really good mood this morning. Except for the fact that my cough refuses to go away. It's just annoying at this point. Because, like, usually when you have a cough and you're sick, you're, like, drained, you don't have much energy, and you feel icky. I don't feel icky. I just feel annoyed that I'm coughing every, like, 5-10 minutes. It's fine. Okay, good. I do have work. The reason the stream is earlier is because I do have work tonight. Even though I put those preferences in, the first week that those preferences will be in effect is the week of the 14th. So I have to finish out this week and go through next week, still working possibly evening shifts. I was going to say it's early. Yeah, so I gave myself a lot of cushion time because I didn't want to risk, being live and then ending stream with not very much time to prep for work. The initial plan was to go live at noon, and I work at 5, which means I need to leave the house by 4:30, which means I need to be done by no later than 4 to get myself ready to go. But I figured since last stream went for basically 4 hours, I don't want to be going right up to 4. So I was like, okay, so I'll go live at 11. And that would have worked. That would have worked perfectly fine. But then last night I was like, well, what am I going to be doing from morning to 11? Why not just go live at 10? And because I don't have a set schedule right now, I can just go live at 10. So I went live at 10, and that's why. And then now we're here. This could be a long stream. Now that I've given myself the cushion time, it could be a normal length stream. One thing we do know for sure, though, is this number is reaching 4 digits today unless we find a shiny. Which, let's be real, we're probably just reaching 4 digits. What do you do for work if you don't mind sharing? I don't mind sharing at all. Lloydie, I am a front desk worker at a fitness center. It's not super exciting. Basically, when I go into work, I answer phones occasionally, and I check people in. Occasionally, I give people paperwork to fill out, and I file said paperwork. It is a very boring job, but it's a part-time job. It's not what I want to do long term. It's just something to help me bring in a little extra money. Well, not a little extra money. It is my way of making money right now, and then streaming and editing are my 2 ways of making a little extra money. This guy's actually an FBI member. They just can't tell us the truth. Oh, on that topic, if you guys remember this though, guy, he finally has a name. This is Pringle. I purposely named him Pringle so that he can now still be Agent P. But he's different than Perry the Platypus. So now that he's fully revealed himself to you all, I can actually tell you guys the truth that this channel is actually a secret spy network, and Agent Pringle the Platypus is our top agent. We infiltrate governments all over the world. We're actually in control of several small countries that people don't even know exist. And it's all thanks to Pringle the Platypus. And now you're all in on the secret. Work is work regardless. Very true, Lloydie. Yeah, eventually I want to get a job that has something to do with video editing. But for now, I'm just trying to make some money. And it's not a bad job. It's just boring. When I end up at work, 9 times out of 10, I end up just kind of sitting there. I did most of the shopping for my capture card of 3DS at work. I just scrolled on eBay until I found something I liked. I did most of my research for what shiny hunts I wanted to do at work. Because I'm not really supposed to be on my phone at work. I can sneak on it a couple times per shift, but usually I'm not supposed to be on it. So computer ends up being my only option a lot of the time. Wait, did you infiltrate my government? Okay, that I cannot disclose to you. I can't disclose which governments we've infiltrated. All I can say is that it is more than 0. And you will never know you'll never know we've been there, and you'll never know when we are there. We're just that good. Hey, Simply, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Congrats on getting a Togekiss as your daily partner. I hope you're doing well. You enrolled for a shiny within 1,000. I call that close. When the range is 8,000 long, being within 1,000 is, I think that's close, personally. Simply rolled for a shiny, did not get it today. You're doing fine? I'm glad you're doing fine, Simply. Actually, I was about to roll for my shiny, but first, if you guys are not following the lovely Simply Day 94, she makes very cozy content. I believe she was just live yesterday. Simply, I was lurking your stream for part of it. Sorry I didn't actually say anything. I was in a VC, and then I had work to do out on stream stuff. But I was there, I promise. But yeah, you should absolutely go drop Simply a follow. Great friend of mine, great friend of the channel. Imagine the shiny command actually can't give you 1 or 8,192. I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure it can, given that it's a range of that. But it's a very, very low chance, that's the point. Actually, since it is 2 out of 8,192, the odds of rolling a shiny in my chat are actually the same as the modern shiny odds. And I'm gonna pretend like that was intentional. No, you're so sweet, and thank you, Simply. I will always take a chance to promote you. Now I am going to roll for my own shiny. 1100 could be worse. And I also am going to use metronome, and I use sing. This would be a perfect segue to sing something, but two things. One, I can't sing. I am so bad at singing. And two, even if I could sing, I was just talking about how much my throat is hurting. A cough came on cue. You sing for me? Thank you, thank you. Simply used assist, which is an actual Pokemon move that allows you to use a move that someone else in the party knows. Multi-level Pokemon joke there. This is the kind of stuff I do. I do know just way too much about Pokemon. I don't... It's so weird too, because it's one of those things where I didn't like go out of my way to learn Pokemon trivia. I don't feel like most people do. Maybe some people do. But for me, it was more, I literally just played so much and experienced so much that it just became, it's just knowledge that popped into my head and I just have now. It's a weird sensation. I'll say that. I bought my cat a new cat bed that is suction cupped to the window and he's loving it. Wait, so I'm assuming, because in my head, when you said that, I was thinking the bottom of the cat bed. Oh, lucky number. Look at that, 777, make a wish, angel number. I assumed that my bottom of the bed was suction cupped. So it was like it'd be defying gravity if the cat was laying on it. But realistically, it's probably just one side that's suction cupped, right? And you just go boop, and then they lay like that. Is that correct? I wonder if you know this. You know Flying Press has a unique effect with another move. Which one? No, I actually don't. This is why I never claim to know everything, especially the niche effects. The only fun fact I know about Flying Press is that I feel like everyone who knows the move knows this, but it does both fighting and flying type damage. Like, I know that. But I didn't know it had a unique effect with another move. Please share. No, it sits like on a platform that is suction cupped. It's kind of hard to explain, but he is very happy. Hey, I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? If the cat is happy, we are happy. What's your cat's name, Lloydie? I feel like I probably know this, but you might, maybe not. I'm just curious. What's your cat's name? If you use it against a Pokemon that used Minimize, it deals double damage and can't miss. Okay, so it's the same as Heavy Slam then. Okay, because Heavy Slam's the same way, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, I didn't know that. I didn't know Flying Press also had that effect. That's really cool. It makes sense, right? Because Heavy Slam and Flying Press, in terms of functionality and like logistically, are very similar moves. You take your body and you just kind of press on something. There's another Factory Pokemon Factory name. True! I could have used the Heavy Slam thing anyway, but now I can add that Flying Press is also one of them. So thank you, you have contributed to the channel. Fonzie, his full name is Alphonse, after the character from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That is so cute. Fonzie is an adorable name for a cat. Also, I realized I didn't do this, but I did it for Simply, and I got to do it for all my friends that deserve the love. You guys are here, so clearly you at least somewhat you either like me or you like shiny hunting, or both. If you like me, then you'll like my friends, and if you like shiny hunting, then you'll like Lloydie, who is my friend. So go follow Lloydie. If you like me, she's my friend. If you like shiny hunting, she does shiny hunting and Pokemon content. So go follow Lloydie. She deserves it. I have still yet to catch one of her streams, I'll be honest, because she's out of town at the moment. But the second she is back in live, you can bet your bottom dollar, if I'm not working, I'm in that chat. That's a promise. No, you're a sweetheart, Lloydie. I'm so happy I get a chance to promote you. I guess I don't have a choice now. Exactly. I've got you in a box. Got you in a corner. Unless you want to say that you don't like Pokemon or me, which would be a bit of a stretch, given that you're here. think I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Oh, that's exciting. If it's Tuesday, I work during the day, so I'll be there if it's an evening stream. But if it's Wednesday, I'm off of work. I'll probably be streaming myself at some point on Wednesday, but I will do my best, I promise. I want to see your stream so bad. Lenny! Hi! It is so good to see you! Thank you for getting your daily partner Pokemon, getting a Wingull. Hope you enjoy that. I know I just gave another shout out, but I'm going to give another one because Lenny is a lovely Pinecone and has such cozy vibes. I love hanging out in Lenny's streams. Because she is in a different time zone to me, most of the time it's my early morning vibes, just opening up a Lenny stream and just vibing with that. So absolutely go give Lenny a follow. Plays a lot of different content, does a lot of co-working and very cozy vibes over there. Jokes on you, my brain has been melted by editing sprites all day, so I didn't even notice. Oh, well, unfortunate. But also, editing sprites, that's something I could never do, so I'm very impressed by you. I go through phases with Pokemon. Like, I play it obsessively for like a month, and then drop it for months, and then I get back into it. That's fair. There are definitely games where... there are games like that for me as well. Honestly, Pokemon Go, I still don't know if this is going to continue. I always go through phases with it where I'm really into it and then I never touch it. Now, I haven't had a chance to play it as much recently because I usually play it on my morning walks and I haven't had the opportunity to go on a morning walk in a while. But I still want to play it. So this phase has lasted longer than it usually does already. How are you today? First of all, let me address the message you sent right after that. I am not too kind. If anything, I'm not kind enough. I need to promote all my friends, and especially Pinecones, but also just my friends in general. And Lenny is a lovely human being. Go drop her a follow right now. This is a threat. Except it's not actually, obviously, your guys' choice. But it'd be a good choice to go follow Lenny. But I'm doing really well today. I wish I could link what I'm about to say to like a reason, but I'm just in a really good mood today. Like this would be a perfect segue into why I'm in a really good mood, but there's nothing to say, which is like, that's fine. There doesn't have to be a reason to be in a good mood, but I just woke up and I was like, I'm feeling good. Today is going to be a good day. It's because I'm here, obviously. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Seeing you, one, does make my day brighter. But seeing all of you makes my day brighter. Just streaming makes my day better. So I was in a good mood, then I hit go live, and now I'm in a better mood. I love coworker streams. I just recently found out they were a thing. Hey, actually, not only did you just recently found out they were a thing, speaking of recently, they got their own category, which is massive. Co-working has been a huge part of the cozy community on Twitch for a long time. Since I started like entering the Twitch space like 3 years ago, co-working streams have been a thing. And now it finally has its own category. If you scroll back up a little bit and see my shout out for Lenny, you can see they were last seen playing co-working and studying. It has its own category now. And like, I'm not a co-worker, so it doesn't directly impact me. But I think that is huge for the community because I have so many friends who do co-working streams and they just had to live in the just chatting realm for so long. So it was so great to see that they got their own category. Don't be, it's really crude and it takes so long. Oh, I can only imagine you one. Like, I still feel like regardless, I feel like I'm impressed because I could never do that. I'm not good enough at art or know anything about pixel art specifically. So I guess it isn't exactly pixel art because you're doing Alpha Sapphire. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, friend. I appreciate that. I do have follows anonymous in case you don't want to be called out, but if you feel like introducing yourself in chat with your preferred name and pronouns, go right ahead, but no pressure if you want to lurk. I need to get Olivia into Pokemon? Yes. No further comments, Your Honor. But yes, I mean, obviously make sure she is actually enjoying it, but like, I mean, she does. Yes. I love that so much. I need a vibe like that whenever I'm doing schoolwork. then let me point you in the general direction of the entire Pinecone stream team, because we have some incredible co-worker streamers over there. So I would recommend everyone who likes any kind of content. Also 800, let's go, woo! To go check out the Pinecones. Incredible streamers over there. It's been really cool to see, and Jules is the founder of the co-working club on Twitch. Yeah, Jules, who is a Pinecone. Thank you for that perfect segue, Eternal. This is why we're friends. Obviously we're friends for more than that. But yeah, Jules is an incredible streamer, incredible Pinecone streamer, and she just got to found a Twitch creator club specifically for co-working. Jules is just so cool. Like, I want to take a quick second, just a real quick second, to say that I got the honor of meeting Hi Jules at TwitchCon, and she's so cool. Like, she has all these incredible connections and is just this incredible person. And she doesn't, and I mean this in the most positive way, because I realized if I didn't preface that, this could sound like in a mean way. When I was interacting with her, she didn't feel like a Twitch partner, if that made sense. Like, I didn't feel like I was meeting some like this super high tier streamer that I'm super obsessed with. I am obsessed with Jules. She's incredible and she's an amazing streamer. But I felt like I was just making a friend. And that's a testament to Jules and her vibes in general. I've met so many beautiful people the last couple weeks. Yeah, me too. TwitchCon helped a lot. I swear the previous 3 streams has just been Sky glazing people. Well, to my understanding, glazing is hyping something up that doesn't deserve it. And I do apologize. I know in the last several streams I have been hyping up my friends. Which maybe if I said I'm trying to prioritize my own growth, so maybe hyping up on my friends isn't the best way to do that. Maybe I should be hyping up myself more, and maybe that's something I need to work on. But for now, I don't really mind. Like, I went to TwitchCon and I got to meet so many incredible people. Some people that I already knew and then just got to meet in person, and then I met new friends. Oh, no, I know you didn't mean it as a bad thing. Don't worry, you won't. I understand. But I do realize that I've been talking about other people a lot, but it's just because I have had the honor of meeting all these people, and I want to make sure that they are getting as much love as they deserve, because they deserve all the love, and I want to be part of the reason that they get it. Sorry, I had a bit of a burp there. Hey, Tiger, thank you so much for the lurk. Meeting Twitch friends is so fun, isn't it? It is so much fun. And it is great to see you, Tiger. Thank you so much for popping in and lurking. Speaking of amazing friends that you should follow, Tiger is also on that list. I was playing Core Keeper. Wait, I've actually never heard of that game. Actually, sorry, scratch that. I've definitely heard the name. Do I know anything about the game? No. You love Core Keeper? What's it about? Like I said, now that I've thought about it, I have definitely heard the name, but I know nothing about what the game actually is. You're a good person? Thank you, Simply. I do try. Like, I know I talk about other people a lot. But it's genuine. Like, wouldn't talk this much about people if I didn't genuinely think they deserved all the hype I'm giving them. So I'm always gonna hype up my friends. It's like an odd but cool version of Minecraft. It has base building, adventuring, mining, and crafting. Interesting. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that then. I'm not a huge Minecraft player, but I do enjoy it, so Core Keeper might be up my alley. I think what goes around comes around. Keep doing what you're doing. It's sweet that you love your friends and want to hype them up. You know, that's my philosophy too, right? Like, if the only way to make me grow was to stop hyping up my friends, which, to be clear, I don't think that's the case. But even if that was the case, I wouldn't. Then I would sacrifice growing as fast, because I'm never going to say, "Oh, well, I want to grow, so I'm going to stop talking about my friends on stream." That's not something that's never a philosophy I want to adapt. Adopt. You don't adapt philosophies, you adopt philosophies. Okay, yeah. I got there. I was close. I was happy to see you going live. I can't lurk very often though. I'm normally at work. Hey, no worries, Tiger. Like I always say, lurkers, I love my lurkers. Yeah, Synesy. Yeah, Synesy actually twice in a row is kind of rare, given that we're boosting grass types right now. But yeah, like even if people want to lurk and can't, just knowing that that thought is out there and that they're mentally supporting me, and I know they would be supporting me if they could, that's all I need in life. Like knowing that you guys are out there and you lurk when you can, and you just open the stream and you chat when you can, it really means the world to me. Because like I said, I'm really making a push to start marketing myself differently. I'm reaching out to several Twitch partner friends, because I'm not partner pushing, but they obviously grew. So I'm reaching out to several partner friends to chat about ways to grow, best strategies, how to best handle my socials. And I'm going to start making some changes. You'll notice some changes around here. I want to grow too, but I'll never not shout out my friends. Oh, exactly. Yeah, like I will always give friends shout outs. I guess it's more like even after the shout out, I spend like this long talking about my friends and how great they are. Are the Pokemon in the top corner of the shinies you're looking for? Yes. So quick breakdown for those of you who have not been here. Also, it's the other side, Sky. Come on. So this Phantom in the front of my party, the one that I'm sending out in battles, it has the ability Harvest, which means that grass type Pokemon are more likely to spawn. That means that Phantom and Shiinotic are more likely to spawn. However, Galarian Ponyta is a great shiny, and I really want to find that as well. But we can't guarantee any encounter here. So Phantom is our primary target. We want shiny Phantom. If we don't get that, shiny Shiinotic is also a grass type, so it makes sense to also be hunting for that because it shows up more often. And then Ponyta is just probably the shiny that I want the most out of everything else in this forest. I think I forget to shout out my friends often, which I need to work on. I have my auto thing, but it's not the official one, you know. Oh no, I totally get it, Tiger. I also have auto shoutouts for for a lot of my friends, actually, most of the pine cones. But I also feel like because I just want to talk about my friends so much, shoutouts kind of happen naturally for me. But it was not always the case. I promise you that. Getting used to it took time, and honestly, lurking in other people's streams and watching them do it was always a reminder to me. Ooh, good song. I think you were saying that during I'm Just Standing, which, yes, I agree. Good for you. I don't have confidence in myself, so I'm just letting it be now. Hey, well, first of all, nothing wrong with letting it be. But also, I mean, self-confidence goes a long way. I know when I very first started streaming, which I'm pretty sure most of you weren't around for what I would consider the start of my streaming journey. I think one might have been. But I had no confidence in myself as a person or as a streamer. I thought the only chance I ever had to grow was if I made streamer friends and networked. I thought there was literally no other way to grow. It would never be just because of me. But now I've realized that, yes, networking is important, and it definitely helps with growth to connect with other streamers. But also, just me being me, focusing on me, making changes that are just for me and for my content, and making moves to improve my content that are just involve me is totally like that's very important. You're not boring, Tiger. No, bonk. No self-deprecation in chat, okay? Unless self-deprecation is followed by a /J or it's very clear that you are just kidding. No. If you're going to self-deprecate, you have to be joking. Or make it clear that you're joking. That's going to be a rule. It's a friendly rule, but I'm setting this in stone right now. This is the rule. If you're going to self-deprecate, it has to be very clear that you're joking. Because I just want people to be confident in themselves. And like, because self-deprecating, speaking from experience, gets you nowhere. I promise. Like I said, I've been there. It doesn't help. It's putting yourself down in your own mind, which again, I'm speaking purely from experience. I'm saying you, but I'm referring to past me. And when I was just putting myself down every chance I could. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, friend. I appreciate that. Follows are anonymous, but if you want to introduce yourself with your preferred name and pronouns, feel free. It's great to have you. But yeah, when I was putting myself down all the time, I wasn't happy. I wasn't really enjoying going live because I wasn't seeing the growth that I thought I should, even though I was very much not taking the steps needed to see that growth. But because I wasn't, I was self-deprecating myself. I was saying, well, all my other friends are growing and I'm not. I'm clearly just not good enough. When in reality, there were just steps I wasn't taking. I wasn't putting in the work. And even if I realized that, putting myself down was not the way to figure that out. That just made me more apathetic, more pessimistic, less likely to put in the work that I was needing to do. I will say for sure, you come across significantly more confident than when I started watching you. You1, I mean this very sincerely. That is one of the best. That is one of the best compliments you could give me. I have worked a lot on my self-esteem and self-confidence over the past couple years, and the fact that someone who has been watching me for a while can see the difference. No, I'm actually getting a little emotional now. But no tears on stream. But that actually does mean a ton to me, Yuan. I know you're serious. And I can tell when you're being genuine when you're not. I really appreciate that. My name's Heather. I'm a gamer myself with a passion for children's ministry. Well, Heather, it is great to meet you. Thank you so much for the follow and for stopping by. Do you have preferred pronouns that you'd like to use? My name's Sky. I'm a non-binary Pokemon streamer, and I use they, them pronouns. We are an inclusive space, and I mainly just do Pokemon shiny hunting, sometimes challenge runs, but mostly shiny hunting. So if you have any preferred pronouns you'd like me to add to your Twitch nickname, feel free to let me know. And yeah, I'll add them to your nickname. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. It's a Friday. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday so far. Feelings and emotions are okay. No, I know. Yeah. I'm not much of a crier, but I feel like I just had this conversation at work the other day. I'm not much of a crier, but I still feel emotions in a very big way. Like I feel my emotions very, very deeply. My body doesn't cry very often, if that makes sense. So like in situations where most people would cry and I'm not, like it might come off like I'm not sad about it, but I am. I just don't cry about it. Hey Red, what's going on? Good to see you. Road to Shiny did not get it today, but good luck in the next. Remember, you can redeem not redeem. You can do your Shiny check once an hour. Oh my god, you're right. That is all the right numbers in the wrong order. That's actually crazy. I didn't even notice. You have no preferred pronouns? I mean, that's cool. I can just refer to you as Heather. No, yeah, no worries. It's great to meet you. But yeah, Red, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great day so far. I appreciate you stopping by. As you can see, we still are in the Glimwood Tangle, just grinding away, trying to get this shiny tree stump. I am. Thanks. What about you? I'm in a really good mood. Yeah, it's been a good morning, and going live is just making it even better. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I wish I could have, like I said earlier, I wish I had a reason to be like, this is why I'm in a good mood, but I don't need a reason. I just am. We've had some pretty good talks with chat so far. We had a little life lesson moment where we talked about, like, you know, self-deprecating mentality. I hyped up a lot of my streamer friends, and we talked about how that's okay too. Of course, I'm kind of a little bored this morning, so I might as well sit in a Twitch chat. Hey, well, I appreciate you choosing my Twitch chat to sit in. It's always great to see you, Red. Love making new friends. Feel free to be yourself with me. Hey, I promise you guys, what you're getting on stream is me. But I also love making new friends. It's great to see you. I appreciate you choosing my stream to hang out with us. I was gonna say this morning, but I realized I don't know what time zone you're in. So whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, whatever, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come in and say hi and drop a follow. It means a lot. Yeah, I don't. My plans today are pretty much stream then work. I am probably going to take the weekend off, I think. Saturday and Sunday I'm going to take off. Not because of work, even though I do work those 2 days. Just so I can give myself a little bit of a break. And so I can try and like let my preferred new schedule hopefully settle in. Like I said, I'm going to drop this in Discord after stream, but I'm going to drop this in Discord after stream. My train of thought went right off the tracks there. But the schedule I'm going to be aiming for is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. CST with a potential bonus stream on Saturdays. Yes, that is the link to the Discord. Feel free to join. It's a great space. I'm currently trying to revive it a little bit because I just went on like a 4-month impromptu hiatus. So I'm trying to be more active in there, and I encourage any and all of you, if you have anything to talk about, put it in the Discord. It does not, my Discord, even though I am a Pokemon streamer, my Discord is not a Pokemon Discord. It's a community Discord. We have specific channels meant for Pokemon stuff, but it's also just a place for people to hang out. So I encourage you guys to put anything in there that you feel like talking about. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I definitely started like I had something to say. So I'm trying to get a feel for the pace we're at today. We started at 750. We just crossed 100 encounters. 47 minutes in, and we started hunting at about 15 minutes. So that's 100 counters in 30 minutes. That's really good. Just join the Discord. Hey, I appreciate that, Heather. If you feel like introducing yourself, we do have an introduction channel, and we have a channel where you can grab some roles for your pronouns and any games that you might be interested in. I'm in the middle of like slowly updating the Discord, and it's slow. It's slow, but I plan on adding more concise roles to better tailor your experience. I'm gonna clean up the channels. I think we have a couple that we don't really need. So if you see the Discord kind of changing in recent days, that implies past. In the near future, if you see the Discord kind of changing, you're not crazy. You're not hallucinating. I'm doing some behind the scenes work on it. I might even drop my Switch friend code there. Cool. Oh, you know, that is absolutely cool. I've been meaning to make a friend code, like channel. Why don't I do that right now? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Friend codes. Great channel. Friend codes channel has just been created. Ain't that fun? So yeah, now there's that. Oh god, I hate this cough. If you see me going back in time to change things in the Discord, yeah, if you guys see me time traveling, shh. I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. but I don't think time traveling would be that great of a superpower. Like going back in time would be okay. I would never want to go forward. Specifically, what I would want is time manipulation. Like even if I couldn't travel forwards and backwards, being able to pause time, slow it down, speed it up, all of that sounds like a ton of fun. And I guess sometimes going a little bit into the past would be fine. But I don't see any reason to ever want to go to the future. I don't want to know what's coming. That's a spoiler. Love you so far. Thanks for the warm welcome. Of course, I want to make sure everyone's welcome in my community. Because everyone is welcome in my community. We are a very inclusive space here. So as long as everyone is respectful of each other and everyone follows just basic rules of chat, and which everyone does, I've yet to have a problem with my community. My community is really, really sweet. So yeah, everyone's just chilling as long as everyone follows the basic respect rules. And sometimes I wouldn't want to, because I'm afraid that the thing about changing anything, no matter how small of a change it is, could drastically change the future, might be true. Yes, the butterfly effect. Completely agree, Red. Which is why even if I could travel back in time, the most I would do would be like a day, maybe 2. Like, because I feel like any changes at that point, there's very little future left to change. So like, because at that point, the only things that could change differently from how they just went, as far as you know, are the next 2 days. And after that, you have no proof that anything you did and that change you made had any effect on anything. So a day or 2 would be the most I would ever go back in time, realistically, to avoid the butterfly effect. Pretty chilling vibes, don't worry about broken rules with me. Hey, and I never preemptively worry about broken rules with anyone. Maybe I'm naive for this, but I kind of just assume the rules will be followed, and then I deal with broken rules as they come up. But I never see someone I'm like, hey, don't break the rules, you think I think you might break the rules. Because I don't know you guys, especially when you're new to the channel. I don't know you guys. But I like to think that everyone that comes to find my channel is chill and is gonna follow the rules that I set in place. So, like I said, I haven't had any issues with it so far, and whenever I eventually do, it's as simple as a quick ban for me. I just do it out of curiosity. I don't know, like, I would also be curious, right? I'd want to know what the changes, like if I just went back in time and made one small change, I'd be curious to see if that would change anything, and if it did, would it affect me? But at the same time, I'd be terrified, because once you do a change like that, you can't really undo it, right? Like that's what we always see in the time travel stuff, right? Like even if you go back and undo the change you made, you're going to leave some other kind of footprint behind, and things aren't going to be exactly the same, you know? But if I didn't have to worry about that, I have the perfect thing that I would love to change. Back in high school one morning during breakfast, when a cute girl kept trying to gesture me over to her, even though my oblivious self kept thinking that she was, for some reason, trying to talk past and behind me to someone else. The classic. A certified classic. I can't say I've ever had that happen to me, but if I had, I would also want to go back in time and change that. Realistically, I don't think there's anyone that can honestly say there's nothing that they would want to go back and change. Like everyone has, I firmly believe everyone has at least one thing that if they could go back and change with no repercussions, there's at least one thing that they would. Everyone has it. Most people, I would wager, have several things that they would want to go back and change if there were no repercussions for it. But every single person alive that has lived long enough to have regrets, so I don't know, like 10, I don't know. But if they've lived long enough to have regrets, everyone's got one that they wish they could go back and change, at least. I've played every known Pokemon game since Generation 1. That's really cool. So I was born after Generation 1. So I can't say I played them like all as they came out. At this point, I have played every Pokemon game, every mainline Pokemon game. The spin-offs, I play when I get a chance, but quite honestly, I'm not as invested in the spin-offs. The one that I've like kind of been introduced to recently that I want to see if I can get my hands on is Pokemon Pinball. That just looks like fun. Straight up fun. So I would love it if I could do that, but we'll see. Other spin-offs, I think when I was a kid, I played Poke Park. Oh my god, if I can get my hands on a Wii and Poke Park, y'all aren't even ready for what I would be doing. I slayed at Poke Park when I was 8. I was that good at Poke Park when I was a kid. And now I can actually play video games. I would be unstoppable at Poke Park. Now, there's no telling what she wanted, but who knows? If I'd gone over to her, she probably would have been my high school sweetheart. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem with like the what ifs and why, like, even though we all have regrets, we don't know if anything would have changed if we'd done something differently. Pokemon Puzzle was beastly. Oh, well, first of all, Shadow Hunter 101, welcome in. It's great to meet you. I never played Pokemon Puzzle, but I heard about it. Which one was it? There's so many puzzle games for Pokemon. Was it Puzzle? I feel like I heard a Puzzle League. Was that the one that was like Candy Crush? Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But also, it's great to meet you. My name's Sky. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a non-binary Pokemon streamer. If you want to introduce yourself with your preferred name and pronouns, feel free, but don't feel pressured to. I just want to make sure I'm referring to you how you would prefer to be referred to. I mean, getting Bitcoin would be nice. Thing is, if you do that, it would end up changing who you are as a person, which I don't know how you'd like have work. But you might be super different, not having ever regretted anything. Oh, that's true. That's like the grandfather paradox, right? Like if you go back and change something about who you are, then does that change who you are in the future, and that it would change the fact that you ever wanted to time travel? Well, thank you so much for the follow, by the way, Shadow. I appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm really working on growing my channel right now. So every follow, every lurk, it really means a lot to me. It's like Tetris, and you get to attack your opponents. Oh, so okay. I know these are two of the words you literally just said. But is it like Tetris Attack? Where every time you get a match, you like send something over to your opponent and it like does damage to them? Like I feel like it probably is because you said the words Tetris and attack. So I'm assuming it's similar. Pokemon Puzzle League was similar to Tetris. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm picturing it now. Yes? Okay, look, yeah, I figured. Pardon the cough. I'm not sick. The cough just won't go away. I was never like super good at Tetris, but I also wasn't bad. I see those videos of people who are like, you know, another level of good at Tetris, and I'm just flabbergasted. Like, they know exactly where each piece needs to go, and it is so impressive. I like fumble the bag so hard on Tetris whenever I play. But I'm not like horrible. You know, it's Tetris. Hard to be really bad at Tetris, you know. Also hard to be good at Tetris, but that's neither here nor there. You just climb over to their side of the Tetris board and punch them in the face. I mean, theoretically, you would win. You would theoretically win. I remember back at the beginning of the year when I heard that a kid technically beat Tetris has an ending. Wait, I didn't know this. Tetris can end? I did not know this. Does that mean Tetris has a story mode? Because I feel like a game can only... Oh, they scored so many points that the game just stopped generating blocks. I was gonna be like, I didn't think Tetris had a story mode. But yeah, so that's impressive that a kid scored that many points that the game was just like, you're done. You're done now. You're done. You're a trainer with 3 Pokemon. As you make attacks, it sends blocks to your opponents, while the Pokemon screams its name louder with every sequential match. It's awesome. That does sound awesome. Do you get, so is it like you get to pick your own 3 Pokemon? Angel number, make a wish. Do you get to pick your own 3 Pokemon, or are they like you get to pick out presets? I'm very curious about this. Hey Jana, welcome in. Thank you so much for the lurk and for redeeming your daily. I mashed A too much. Now I'm using growth. But congrats on the gold duck. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate you stopping by. I think games like Dr. Mario give it some kind of story. Oh yeah, like games that aren't just OG Tetris, but have Tetris-like elements. I can understand them having a bit of a story to it. Heck, there was a Mario themed Just Dance. I mean, not Just Dance. Mario themed Dance Dance Revolution game, and that had a kind of story. Not really, but kind of. Oh, Heather, you're new? Well, well then thank you for redeeming. Hi, I'm new. My name is Sky. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a non-binary Pokemon streamer here on Twitch. Mainly do shiny hunts, occasionally challenge runs here and there. We run an inclusive community here. Everyone is welcome as long as you remain respectful. And I appreciate you being here and wanting to get a more proper introduction. No, it's trainers with preset Pokemon. Favorite trainer to play is Sabrina. Oh, okay. So it is kind of like you're picking from a preset, but it's a trainer with a designated theme. I got it. Okay, so you still have a choice, but it's between trainers. So you can't choose individual Pokemon, but you can choose groups. That makes sense. Red redeemed daily partner Pokemon, got a Houndour, and then Heather got a Kleavor. Ooh. Kleavor as your first is kind of banger, not gonna lie. Houndour is also very cool. At the start of stream today, when the first couple people came in, we got Garrett. I've never seen this happen, but we got Giratina back to back, which is crazy. Which means someone hit the exact same roll 2 times in a row, which is absolutely insane. Taking the fun to watch. Hey, I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that I'm streaming through lunchtime. Ooh, that might impact stream length. We're definitely going at least 3 hours. That's a minimum for myself, unless I literally can't. We'll have to see how hungry I get, how fast. There is about to be an ad running, so if you're not subbed or have Twitch Turbo, I'm sorry. But it's just 3 minutes. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit through it. And I used growth again. I'll see you on the other side, gamers. So the reason I keep mashing A and ending up using a move is because when I'm off stream right now, I'm doing soft resets for Palkia. And on that one, mashing A is fine because you want to just get through the cutscene. But you can't mash A on a hunt like this because then you're going to use a move. Obsidian Seal Pokemon, welcome in. Hello, what is up? I'm probably going to be lurking for most of the stream, but good luck with the hunt. Hey, I appreciate that, Obsidian. If you want to introduce yourself with your preferred name and pronouns, feel free. But also, I know you just said you're going to lurk, so no worries about that. I really, really appreciate the lurk. It means a lot to me. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. That is a cool name, Obsidian Seal Pokemon. That is a pretty baller username. I appreciate you taking the time to open up my stream and hang out a bit today. If I can learn how to speak. Today we are going for a shiny Phantump, but Shiinotic and Galarian Ponyta are like backup targets that we'd also be okay with. I mean, technically we'll take any shiny, but we're not leaving the forest until we get Phantump. And it like Shiinotic and Galarian Ponyta are like just shinies I want. Actually, scratch that. I want shiny Galarian Ponyta. Shiinotic is just a Pokemon that's boosted by the Harvest ability right now, and it's pretty common. I don't actually like the shiny, but it's getting boosted, so might as well say we're hunting for it. Also, 900, let's go! 100 more until we hit 1,000. We are hitting about 50 encounters every 20 minutes-ish, give or take. Which, that's exciting. Pretty good pace. But yeah, so recently well, recently, like, I mean, the past, has it been a month already? I was going to mention the Minecraft trailer, the movie. I've seen a lot of people like obviously the memes about everything. I want to know if it's actually going to get changed, because we haven't heard anything about it other than the trailer and then the fan backlash. But outside of that, there's a lot of cool movies that are coming out. You don't think it will? Honestly, I don't either. Like, also, welcome back from the ad, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for sitting through the ad. I appreciate it. I don't think it will either, just because, like, the only other movie, to my knowledge, this could be completely false, but going off my memory, I believe the only other movie to have gotten such bad backlash that something changed was the Sonic movie. Maybe I'm wrong, but since we don't have much precedent for this being the case, doubt it'll happen. I honestly am not sure I'm going to see the movie. I'm not a big enough Minecraft fan as it is, and it is just really off-putting that it's not animated. I don't know, just it looks very awkward to me. The blocks you send your opponent matches your element type, so Sabrina sends over purple blocks. It's a storyish mode to become Pokemon Master as Ash. Makes sense. You go through gyms to get badges, Battle Team Rocket, then the Elite Four. There's a final boss. Well, I'll spoil it. You can only make it to certain parts in the story by beating certain difficulty stages. That all seems pretty much what I would expect from a Pokemon version of Tetris. But it does sound like fun. I don't know if I'll ever pick it up, but that does sound like a fun game. Especially if you already enjoy Tetris, like combining Tetris and Pokemon. Like Pokemon really has, I feel like there's a popular like retro game. Pokemon has their hands in it at least a little bit because it was such a big, it's such a big IP. So they wanted to spread it everywhere they could, and other games wanted it. It's fixing lunch during the break. Ooh, what's for lunch, Heather? I'm a pretty picky eater, so my lunch is usually like a PBJ or frozen pizza. Why did they just take Jack Black, give him a bad-looking blue shirt, and call him Minecraft Steve? I'm not sure. I mean, the blue shirt is just supposed to be like he's matching what Steve always wears. I just don't know why it's not animated. I think it would be fine if it was animated. Even if they gave Steve a beard like Jack Black, like tried to match how Steve looked to match Jack Black, I even think that'd be fine. Spaghetti. Ooh, I love spaghetti. What a great, that's a genuinely amazing lunch. Love that. This guy's the pickiest eater I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, there's a few people that are as picky as me. Specifically, Elena, Aya Brewster. Her and I bond a lot over how picky we are. But yeah, I am pretty picky. It's just the truth. Well, I have to go. Thank you for making me feel welcomed. I'll be back again. Have a blessed one. Hey, thank you so much, Shadow. Thanks for stopping by. If you choose to come back, you're always welcome here. Have a good rest of your day, man. Thanks for coming by. Ooh, my dog's in my bed and she just kind of perked up. I think it's because I think my mom just got home. So my door might open real quick. Let my dog out. Shadow! Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. You absolutely did not have to do that, but I always appreciate it. Thank you. That's so kind. I watched the thing about it. They said it's because so many people have already done animated stuff for Minecraft. They thought it would be interesting to do a live action thing, which nobody's ever done before, which isn't true. Oh. Never mind. I was gonna let my dog out, but my mom beat me to it. And thank you for the lurk, Obsidian. I appreciate that. I am unaware of any live action thing that was done with Minecraft prior, but I believe that things were done. Also, I'm going to turn my fan up. I always forget to do that before I go live, and then I go live with my fan on low, and I end up, like, hot and sweating. And then it instantly gets fixed as soon as I turn my fan up. So maybe eventually that'll become something I can do prior to going live as a prep, but that would require memory, and I struggle with the concept of memory. But yeah, it is interesting that they feel that they're not animating it because people have done animated stuff before. I just feel like that's weird reasoning. Because yes, people have done animated stuff before, but this is the first ever like feature film of Minecraft. Like, yeah, there's been YouTube videos, I'm sure, and I know there's Minecraft story mode on like the video game, but we've never had a movie based on Minecraft. So it's hard to say anything's been done before when there's never been a Minecraft movie before. I don't know. I think that's a bit weird reasoning. But again, I'm not a game dev. Not my call to make. Not a game dev. That's just usually what I say. No, I meant I'm not a film director. Like I'm a film major. I don't make movies. I'm not the one who I'm not the animators. I'm not the one who made the call. I'm sure yet no. Would that be cool? Yes, but honestly, I don't think it's on my path. I think maybe like way in the future, but right now my path is definitely somewhere in the content realm, whether it's video editing or content creation or some sort of mix of both. I think this is where my path is meant to be for now. Also, why are the humans in Minecraft just make it faithful to the original game? Exactly. Like, I know the whole thing is that they got isekai'd into the Minecraft world, but like, why not start them as humans, and then when they enter the world of Minecraft, they turn blocky? Because, you know, they're in their world. They match the world they're in. Hey, Chris, welcome in. Thanks for redeeming your daily partner Pokemon and getting your Shroomish. Not a bad little mushroom guy. I like the little mushroom guy. How you doing, Chris? I hope you're doing well. Obsidian, thanks for redeeming your daily partner Pokemon and getting Beartic. Ooh, and it's your Beartic is your first one. Not bad, not bad at all. I love polar bears. I think Beartic is our only polar bear Pokemon too, which I think is a little strange, right? That it took 5 generations to get a polar bear Pokemon, and then we haven't had one since. Also, Chris, I'm assuming I want to guess that your pronouns are they them based on the fact that mix, the gender neutral term for Mr. or Mrs. is in your username, but I don't want to assume. So if you have preferred pronouns that you feel comfortable sharing, if you don't feel comfortable sharing, obviously don't. But if you do have preferred pronouns, I'd love to put them in your nickname. Use they, she. Awesome. I will go ahead and add that to your nickname right now so I can make sure to address you correctly. Probably because like stuff with the characters acting and then having to voice act. Yeah. I guess, yeah. In my head, I feel like it would be easier to voice act than actual act. No, actually, no, that doesn't make sense because then you have to animate and basically act anyway instead of getting it all done in one. Okay, that makes sense. Yo, I know this song. Oh, I love Hazbin Hotel. Another Hazbin Hotel enjoyer. Love to see it. Not gonna lie, I don't like Beartic. I mean, that's fine. That's fair. It's not like a super interesting Pokemon. I just like polar bears. Speaking of Pokemon, Legends Arceus will wreck you. If you mean physically, absolutely. I played the crap out of Legends Arceus. And I actually like that there's a bit more of a, like, Pokemon will attack you aspect. Like, yeah, Pokemon attack you from the tall grass in all the main series games. But they're, like, actually going after you in Legends Arceus. It's a fun twist. I'm really curious to see if that transfers over into ZA. I've definitely talked about this before, but what I'm most excited about for Legends ZA is to see what carries over from Arceus, because since Arceus was the first of its kind, we don't yet know what aspects of Legends Arceus were specific to it, and what aspects make a Legends game a Legends game. And now our dataset still won't be huge after ZA, but we can safely assume that any traits of the game that carry over from Legends Arceus into Legends ZA is now a set trait of a Legends game. And I'm really interested to see what that is. Like, is it strong and agile style? Is it the catching style? Is it the whole system with nobles? I have no idea, but I'm very excited to see. And I don't like how seemingly the only idea anyone seems to be able to come up with from Minecraft movies or books is to get isekai'd. I mean, that kind of is the best choice, in my opinion. Because Minecraft itself, outside of the video game, doesn't really have a story. You'd have to follow Steve on his journey to beat the Ender Dragon, which, like, I guess that could be interesting, yeah. But I think it's much easier to make a compelling story based on someone getting isekai'd. Yeah, I know Game Theory has their whole game theory about it, but it's not well-known lore, is what I mean. Which is harder, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or Legends? I would say that's an apples to oranges comparison. Comparing any Pokemon game's difficulty to Legends is apples to oranges comparison, in my opinion. For several reasons. One, Ultra Sun, Legends is completely different catching mechanics, and importantly, completely different battle mechanics. There's no option for set mode or switch mode. If you KO a Pokemon and you want to switch out, even if you're playing set mode, the game will just sometimes force you to stay where you are. The next Pokemon will come in and it will KO you before you even have a chance to switch out, which is not the case in literally any other game. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon has some very difficult battles. A lot of the totem battles are very hard. Obviously, Ultra Necrozma is in my opinion one of the hardest battles in the whole Pokemon series. So for me personally, I struggle more with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because the battles are just more difficult, and the Pokemon I like to use are not always the strongest. If I was using the strongest Pokemon, it'd probably be fine. But it depends on the person, especially when you're comparing two games, one from like the normal mechanics of the Pokemon games to Legends Arceus, because they're difficult for different reasons. So I think saying either one is harder than the other is valid because everyone finds different things difficult. But from an objective standpoint, I don't think there's a real comparison to be had there. Nintendo, hello, welcome in. Congrats on getting a Ludicolo. Hope you're doing well today. Speaking from experience, Legends Arceus. And see, that's what I mean. Like, for Heather, Legends Arceus was more difficult than Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And that's valid. Legends Arceus is not an easy game. It's definitely hard. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. It's harder it's harder in the context of Pokemon. Because let's be honest, Pokemon is not a hard game. It's really not. It's rock, paper, scissors with a few extra steps. Like, no Pokemon game is exceptionally difficult. There are hard Pokemon fights within games, but calling any Pokemon game a hard game, unless you're talking about like Emerald Kaizo, because I'm talking about like main series games. Obviously, you can find Emerald Kaizo, Radical Red, exactly, Yuan, like or the stuff you made. Like, if people make something, yes, they'll make it harder most of the time. But yeah, I don't think any Pokemon game is actually hard. After Melee Island is when the game turns up difficulty by 100 levels, especially if you're doing a Nuzlocke. Well, see, that's what I mean. Like, when you say a Nuzlocke, a Nuzlocke is an intentionally placed by yourself challenge. You're making the game harder on purpose. But if you're playing the game for the game, as the developers originally intended, which is that your Pokemon can faint and there's no consequence for that. So yeah, it's definitely a hard game to Nuzlocke. I would wager that no game is super easy to Nuzlocke. Nuzlocks are by nature hard and difficult. But Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, while they have difficult battles, there's not hard games. No Pokemon game is hard. And I think that's fine, because if you're playing Pokemon, you're not playing for the difficulty. And if you are, I have questions. I don't know who would ever play a Pokemon game for the difficulty, unless you're very young. Like, yeah, you can, like I said, you can do Nuzlocks to make the game harder on yourself. I sometimes unintentionally / intentionally make the game harder on myself, because, like I said, the Pokemon I like to use oftentimes aren't very strong. Some of my favorite Pokemon of all time are just not very strong. My favorite Pokemon ever is Meowstic, which isn't necessarily weak, but it's definitely not the best Pokemon in Kalos. Competitively speaking. So if you use the strongest Pokemon, use all the tools available to you, and use the best tools available to you, any Pokemon game is mostly trivial. Especially if you know what's coming. Like Ultra Necrozma, if you don't know that's coming, and you have no idea, and you don't prep, and you have no idea what, like, you're having to prep for anything, that will wreck you. It will do it. Like, it's a hard fight. It overlevels you pretty much 9 times out of 10. Again, unless you know it's coming and you know to get your Pokemon to the right level. So it's a hard fight, not a hard game. Meowstic is an amazing choice for a favorite. I agree. My top 3 are Meowstic, Tinkaton, and Shieldon. Love all of them. I'm currently working on my top 10. It's very, very hard. It's hard for me to how am I saying? It's hard for me to decide because I like so many Pokemon. So a top 10 is taking me time. If you have a Rattata or a Zoroark plus fighting type, Necrozma is cooked. I agree, but that's what I mean. If you have those Pokemon, you know Ultra Necrozma is coming. There are plenty of strategies that work. You can just bring Perish Song on a Pokemon with a Focus Sash and you win, as long as you're not playing a Nuzlocke. Like that's just game then, if you know it's coming. But I'm talking in a context of you're just playing through the game normally, you have no idea what's about to happen, and Ultra Necrozma just pops up and you just have to hit it with your normal playthrough mons. A wipe is almost expected, I would say. Enter multi-hit moves. Not relevant in this conversation, because when you're fighting Ultra Necrozma, it doesn't have any multi-hit moves. All of its moves are one hit. So if you have a Pokemon with Perish Song and a Focus Sash, you win. Or Sturdy. Obviously Sturdy is also fine. Works effectively the same way. Not effectively. It works the same way after Gen 5. We are approaching 1,000 encounters, which we knew was going to happen. Alright, so let's load this level 60 God of Light Pokemon player while their team is level 40. Well, from my experience, the levels tend to be closer. To be clear, I haven't actually reached Ultra Necrozma in a while. I'm currently playing through Ultra Moon, but I haven't gotten there yet. I don't think it overlevels you by that much, unless I'm very wrong. I was pretty sure that the players' Pokemon usually were sitting closer to like 55, low to mid 50s is what I usually saw. I could be wrong, but I think it's low to mid 50s that if you're just playing through the game normally and not intentionally like keeping Pokemon weak. But regardless, the point stands. That it will almost always, unless you prep for it, overlevel you, which is bad. Because it overlevels you and it's insanely strong. If anyone needs help with the Pokedexes, my code's in the Discord. Hey, I appreciate that, Heather. We definitely have people occasionally in there that are talking about Dex completion, so yeah, I appreciate you being willing to help people. Because I remember, like, Black 2, White 2, those are some of my favorite games right there. Because, okay, this is going to end up in a bit of a different rant, alright? So the reason I like Black 2, White 2 is because after you beat the game once, you unlock challenge mode. So you can choose to make the game harder. Like, which basically is just higher levels, I think. No, wait, no, they get more Pokemon. No, it's not just a level buff. Some gym leaders get additional Pokemon, better movesets, stuff like that. So that's great. I like that they give you the option to make the game harder on yourself after you beat it once. Now let's talk about BDSP. To be clear, I'm going to preface all this. If you like BDSP, you're valid. They're not like horrible games. If they were, they wouldn't have made any money, and they made Nintendo lots of money. So they are good games. I'm not a fan of them personally. I think they're like the worst. Sorry, not the worst. That was not even. They're my least favorite, but that doesn't mean they're bad. I guess is how I'm saying. But the main reason, like, there's a couple reasons that kind of upset me, not including the full platinum decks being one of them. But for me, the big one is how they handled the Elite Four. For most of BDSP, not only is the game as easy as it was in the originals, I would say it's easier. At multiple points, you fight Barry, and he has a Starly that is over its evolution level. That should be a Staravia. I'm pretty sure the highest it gets is like level 24, somewhere in the 20s. You fight him with a Starly. And the game is just so easy at that point. And anywhere that it isn't easier, it's as easy as it was in the originals, in my personal opinion. So, like, everything is leveled the same, like, it's normal. And then you get to the Elite Four. And out of nowhere, they are all using fully competitive teams. They have perfect IVs across the board, a beneficial nature, full EVs, competitive movesets, hidden abilities. It's insane. Yes, I did mention the Starly. Let me turn. Sorry. I said the cursed word. I apologize. Shouldn't have mentioned it. I know it's a sore topic right now. But it is insane because the player has no reason to expect that the difficulty is about to jump up so high. They're like, and if there was like an option to have turned on fully competitive teams, then I think there would be no issue with that, because then that's a choice. Or what if the original, first fight, they have normal teams, but on any rematches, they turn into fully competitive. That's also great, because then you have time to prepare. But expecting normal people that don't know what's coming to beat the Elite Four with Pokemon that you use in a playthrough is completely absurd. Because, like, yes, I went in there and on my first time battling Cynthia, because I knew what was coming, to be clear, because after I fought the first two, I was like, okay, I need to look up what Cynthia's about to do. I did sweep Cynthia. It was actually really funny. I set up 6 Quiver Dances on my Trash Cloak Wormadam in front of Spiritomb, used Giga Drain to heal up, and then I outsped and O-code every Pokemon. It was very funny. It's so valid. The E4 is actually a challenge. And to be clear, I don't mind that it's a challenge. It's the fact that the game is trivially easy up to that point, and then it just out of nowhere, fully competitive teams. When you don't, like your playthrough Pokemon, now I'm not going to get too in the weeds on this, but basically EVs are stat boosts that you can give to your Pokemon, intentionally or unintentionally. Every time you KO a Pokemon, they have an EV yield, and that impacts which stat on a Pokemon is getting boosted. Since you're using Pokemon in your whole playthrough to KO any Pokemon that's in front of you, it doesn't matter, you don't get to choose, then you're going to have random EVs. You're not going to have maxed out your attack EV or your speed EV. You're probably going to have like 20 in defense, 40 in special defense, 60 in HP. Like, it'll be completely randomly spread, which means you probably don't have a beneficial nature unless you hunted for one specifically. You don't have access to a lot of good competitive items like the Choice Specs or the Choice Scarf or the Destiny Knot. You don't have access to that. You don't have the tools necessary to make a team that can match a fully competitive team, which is just another competitive team. So unless you go in knowing what's coming with an intentionally cheesy strategy like I did with my Quiver Dance Wormadam, it is unrealistically difficult. Like I said, BDSP, they're not my favorite games in the series. I don't think they're horrible, but they're not my favorite. And while I have multiple issues with them, like, the biggest one is the Elite Four. What the actual heck were you thinking? Also, thank you for the follow, friend. I appreciate you. Sorry you're coming in on a rant of the BDSP Elite Four. I feel rather passionately about this. I do have follows anonymous in case you don't want to be called out, but if you want to introduce yourself with your preferred name and pronouns in chat, feel free. I'll add it to your nickname so I can make sure I'm referring to you correctly. But thank you so much for coming by and stopping by the stream for a bit and dropping a follow. It means a lot to me. But yeah, rant. I was gonna say mini rant over, but that was not a mini rant. That was a rant. Rant over. Because like no other Elite Four does that. This all stemmed from what is the hardest Pokemon game, but I think because of the Elite Four, BDSP should be in the conversation for the hardest Pokemon game. I'm Shiloh. My pronouns are they, it. Okay, well then go ahead and add that. It's lovely to meet you, Shiloh. I'm gonna add that to your nickname. If I can learn how to type, that might help. There we go. Can I yap about Totem Arachnid for a second? I mean, go for it. I just fought Totem Arachnid. It is pretty ridiculous. Obviously, I might be stepping on some of your points, so I'll try to keep it minimum. Keep it to a minimum before you send your message. But Bubble Beam in the rain, stab with Water Bubble boosting it, and Aurora Beam so you can't use Dartrix. That's all I'm gonna say. I tried to use Dartrix to beat it, and I got O-code by Aurora Beam. I still beat it first try, but it took some doing. Off topic, I'm starting to worry this is actually going to Sunday. It's possible, man. Like, what's today? Friday? So you got today and tomorrow to try and avoid getting to Sunday. I know when we last talked, you were at 11K, and I've been lurking in your streams, but I didn't see the end of your last one. Where are you at now? What number? I'd imagine 13K, given that you were only doing Starly. Shoot, in the DS era, Cynthia swept my squad, same case on the Switch. Yeah, that makes sense. Cynthia was always difficult, to be clear. I was not trying to say Cynthia was easy in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, but like she's somehow even harder on the Switch. Because it's fully competitive and everything has hidden abilities and good items like Marvel Scale Flame Orb Milotic. What? No. Screw you. 12,400. Might lock in and try to get to 14k tonight. You can do that, for sure. You're doing 2 encounters at once. They go pretty quick. If we assume, what, like maybe conservatively 100 counters an hour per save file, so 200 an hour. Trying to get 1600. Actually, that would be 8 hours. But 100 is probably also a conservative estimate for how many encounters you're getting an hour. Think of it this way, Eternal, though. At least you haven't phased yet. Unless I'm wrong, and you have phased, and I'm saying the wrong thing. I don't believe you phased. But if you have, I'm sorry. But if you haven't, at least you haven't phased yet. Totem Arachnid has 160 base power bubble with Aurora Beam and recovery with Leech Life. So basically, you can't wall it with water types, you can't wall it with Furfrou. There's no counterplay except for spamming Growl, Baby Doll Eyes, and Sand Attack, and praying he doesn't murder your team. Well, first of all, everything you said, yes, it's very difficult. Aurora Beam, Bubble, which somehow becomes insanely powerful, and then recovery with Leech Life. Absolutely. Could not agree more. However, I disagree that there's no counterplay except for stat dropping moves. I personally used Pikachu to paralyze it. And then, what else did I do? My Dartrix went down, but I didn't really struggle with it. Why, wait, can you set up Sun in that battle? I actually don't know. Because that battle is meant to have rain in it. I actually don't. Can you? I'm gonna look it up in a second. I'm gonna catch up on chat. Why is Rayquaza's texture so massive? Yeah, sorry, I did that on purpose. I did that. I did 950 over 3 hours last night. 1600 is definitely possible if I can go for 5 to 6 hours. True, that's true. And if you go for 5 to 6 hours, you'll still be live when I get off work, so I can come and say hi. So I am totally on board with this. Because I work until 9 p.m., which we're in the same time zone, I think. Chicago might be on the edge. Are you CST or EST? Nothing has Sunny Day that early in the game. Oh, so it's a moot point. Oh. Okay, so that changes things. Actually, Eternal, ignore my question, actually. Because I'm assuming you have, whether it's CST or not, on your schedule. Oh no, you just auto time zone it. It's 5 p.m. for me. Oh, you put them in EST. Are you EST? You're just somewhat close to me, so I just kind of assumed you were CST. You're EST. Didn't know this. Good to know. I guess, yeah, just because you're the only person I've met that's close-ish to me. But, so, I'm going to do what I have been doing and pop in at the beginning. I'm sorry I really haven't been active in your streams, but I'm working on getting my schedule shifted to the morning, so hopefully I'll start being more active after this. But I'm gonna pop into the beginning. Do not apologize. Well, I know, like, to be clear, I know you're not, like, upset with me for not being at streams. But I want to be at streams, so I want to, like, that's not why I'm shifting my schedule. I prefer working mornings, just straight up. But if my manager listens to my preferences and starts giving me morning shifts, I'll be able to get to more of your streams as long as I'm not streaming, which is exciting for me. Heather, thank you for the shiny luck. I appreciate it. We are 6 encounters away from 1,000. Will that shiny luck make it so we get it before 1,000? Who knows? This is actually going to take me like 3 more hours. Dang, you won. That is a lot of work. Unless you buy the TM for Sunny Day, you can't even get it until you get a Fomantis/Lurantis to level 46/55. Can you get the Sunny Day TM prior to that battle? I know you can't. I don't think you can get Fomantis or Lurantis before that battle. But there's probably other Pokemon that can learn Sunny Day up to that point. Regardless, even if you dropped Eternal a follow, good. Eternal deserves it. Great shiny hunter over there. Currently doing Starly Week. I don't remember if I already did this. But even if I did, I don't care. I'm doing it again. Eternal is doing a Dream Team quest in Pokemon Platinum. No, don't listen to Eternal. At least use the /J. But yeah, so definitely follow Eternal. He's doing Starly Week right now because he is, as you saw a bit earlier in chat, over 12,000 encounters deep for Shiny Starly after finding it pretty early on and then forgetting to save and resetting, which is heartbreaking. Completely devastating. And the universe is punishing him. So if you want to go support him while he hunts for this shiny Starly, he'll be live for the next 3 nights at 6 p.m. EST. Sunny Day can be bought from the Techno Machine Shop in Royal Avenue's Pokemon Center. Yeah, no, Royal Avenue is after that battle. So it's a moot point. Sun isn't even a possible strategy in that battle. The worst part is I started this plat hunt when that happened. Wait, so are you just saying like as soon as you failed it, you started re-hunting it right away and it's been going ever since? I'm assuming that's what you mean. All right, chat. Encounter number 1000. Will it be shiny? No. And just like that, we are in the 4 digits. I started the Starly hunt, then I failed it in BDSP. Oh, right. And I'm gonna be so for real. When I just told that story, in my head, the Starly fail was also in Plat. Completely forgot they were in different games. But that's so poetic. You fail a Starly in one game, and then it punishes you in a different game. Heather, thank you for the shiny look. I appreciate you. This is gonna be a long one. But like most hunts will be a long one. The Pumpkaboo was an anomaly. That is not going to be a common occurrence. Hey, Obsidian, I appreciate the shiny look. But yeah, I am now... so Eternal, I talked to you a bit about that type no hunt that I want to do once my Capture Card 3DS is here. Well, Heather, I would appreciate if you don't spam it. Every now and again is fine. Spamming alerts can sometimes flood chat, but occasionally, go ahead. I always appreciate it. Yeah, I got a shiny patch in BSP on a 0 chain, so full odds it was a Starly, and I'm over odds in the hunt and plat. Yeah, see, I'm even remembering the TikTok, because I watched your TikTok on it. And, like, I do remember it in BDSP. But for some reason, my stupid streamer lizard brain was like, no, it was definitely in the same game. Absolutely, it was the same game. Are you kidding me? Of course. Yeah, so that was a me thing. But yeah, so the type no hunt, I did a little more research into it, and for a second I was worried because apparently there's a cutscene that plays every time you get the gift from Wick and gives you a type null. But there's a way around that if you fill up all of your boxes so that she can't give it to you right then. She'll go to wait in Ether Paradise and you can soft reset from there, which makes it a lot faster. The problem is filling 32 boxes with 960 Pokemon does not sound fun or easy. I'll probably have to end up like sitting in the Pokemon daycare, just like farming, I don't know, Magikarp eggs? I don't know. Just catch a bunch of Grubbins. I'm probably gonna go the egg route as opposed to catching, because catching, that means that's a lot of money. Like a lot. Pokeballs are not expensive, But if I had to buy almost 1,000 of them, might get little pricey. And it also I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I haven't actually done many egg hunts in Scarlet and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I feel like it's probably faster to do the eggs, because catching does take a while. You gotta wait for all the rocks and you gotta wait for the screen to go through. But I genuinely don't know which one is faster. I'd have to look into that a little bit. But I've got time. Right now, the expected date for my 3DS to get here is Monday. So I've got time. It's faster, but Grubbin is funnier because Grubbin yeah, I'll probably just do the egg hunt though. Well, it's not even a hunt. It's an egg grind. Like, I'm probably not even gonna hatch most of these eggs. I just need them to take up slots in the box. And then I'll hatch one, release it, and then that'll be the slot that I hunt type null with. Bro's grinding up Pokemon eggs. I don't know if you're trying to make that. Oh, like you're thinking like a meat grinder. I was trying to understand where the joke was coming from, but no, I'm not committing murder yet. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you meant. In my head, you just said the same sentence I did, and I was trying to figure out what the joke was. Then I figured out the joke. Hey, good morning, Elmo. Welcome in. It's good to see you. It brings me so much joy to see that you recently woke up, given that it's past noon for you. Y'all, as you can see in the auto shout out that just popped up there, if you are not already following Elena Monster, she is currently doing a partner push and is crushing it, by the way. We're trying to get it so that she can hopefully apply by early November. Any follows and like leaving her tab open when she goes live, which she goes live 5 times a week. You don't have to be there every time, but anytime you can be there, it helps support her. Does a lot of, is mainly playing Animal Crossing right now. Sometimes is villager hunting and sometimes just decorates this very Halloween themed island. So highly recommend Elena Monster. She's one of my best friends on all of Twitch. Do it for my children. Yes, do it for the cats. Elena's cats, Toji and Bibble. They deserve Twitch partner too. Yeah, apparently I was tired. Nothing wrong with that. Did you do any more Dex work after we hopped off call last night? I know you said you were doing that and also working on your playlist. So I would totally understand if it just went playlist, now I'm going to sleep. Because I actually didn't play much Ultra Moon before I went to bed either. I started and then I was like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Thank you for the hydrate, Obsidian. I appreciate that. I need this. Now I was a huge liar. About which part? Were you just not working on your decks? That's totally fine. That's, again, valid. I said I was going to bed to play Ultra Moon. I think I battled... I did the Grand Trial, and then I closed my 3DS, plugged it in, and went to sleep. So most of my playing will be done after work tonight. Why is it over here? Also, that hydrate command is for all of you as well. All of you need to hydrate as well. Make sure you're drinking water. Does wonders for yourself, for your health. The doctors weren't lying. Drinking water works. Yeah, I meant to open the game and then Kirby spontaneously streamed and I got distracted. Yeah, I felt really bad because I had Kirby's stream open and I was lurking in it, but like I was so tired. I was like, I know, and obviously I know they'd understand. They were streaming at midnight. They understand that people would be tired. So I wasn't like worried that Kirby would be upset with me. But I had stream open for as long as I could, then I passed out. Ooh, a nice Tyrunt for Elena. I feel like it used to be overrated, but now I feel like it's an underrated fossil Pokemon. I feel like Amora gets more of the love now. Rolled for the shiny, didn't get it this time. Feel free to try again in an hour. As a reminder to everyone, exclamation point shiny will roll a number between 1 and 8,192. If you hit either 1 or 8,192, I will gift you a sub to a channel of your choice. You won, got so close. 8,069. Almost 100 away. That's insane. I also have Metronome Command. That's for every 3 minutes. Just a bit fun. They used Pounce Bibble Core. Oh, that's so funny. The funny thing is too that Pounce is a bug type move. It's meant to be for bugs, but it definitely does sound more like a cat pouncing on something. Eternal comes in and uses Behemoth Bash. Okay. That juxtaposed with Pounce is very funny. Little Zamazenta moment. Obsidian used Spider Web, which I always, literally every time, confuse with Sticky Web, even though they are different moves. But they shouldn't have made 2 moves that were that similar in name. U1 comes in and one-ups everyone and uses Purify. Hey, Juicity Liddy. I hope I'm saying that name right. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Good to see you all, raiders. Let me go ahead and give you a little shout out. What? Juicity Liddy? Let me go. Oh my God, thank you so much for the follow, guys. Oh, you're playing Pokemon. What were you doing over on stream? I hope you had a great stream. Let me see. Brain just broke. Hi, my name's Sky. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a non-binary Pokemon streamer here on Twitch. Mainly do shiny hunting. We are an inclusive community. And as long as everyone respects everyone, we're gonna have a great time. Everyone who just followed, thank you so much for the follows. I do have them anonymous in case you don't want to be perceived. But if you do feel like introducing yourself in chat with your preferred name and pronouns, feel free. I just want to make sure I'm referring to you all correctly and how you wish to be referred to. Also, Faye, welcome in. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate you. All right, mind the cough. I'm not sick, but the cough will not go away. We started doing the latter, but ended up shiny hunting. Found shiny Rockruff. Let's go. Also, I see the he/him pronouns for you. So what would you prefer me to call you? Is Juicity okay? Is Juicity all right? Or do you go by Liddy? Just want to make sure I am calling you. Juicity is good? Awesome. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Juicity. Thank you so much for the raid. Raiders, if you wouldn't mind, just clicking that link real quick, all it's going to do is reload the stream. Just helps the views transfer over from as a raider to just a viewer of my stream. Make sure it helps make sure that your view counts towards my average. And it's just takes just a couple seconds. It's a free and easy way to support me. I really appreciate that. But yeah, today we are in the Glimwood Tangle, if you couldn't tell. And we are shiny hunting. Our target is Phantump, but Shiinotic and Galarian Ponyta are also okay. Good luck shiny hunting. I reloaded. I'm a run, but I'll be back to watch in a bit. Hey, no worries. Thank you so much again for the raid, Juicity. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And everyone, if you aren't following Juicity, make sure to go drop him a follow. You like Pokemon, clearly that's another place you want to be. Z moves were so fun. I'll be honest, when it comes to Z moves, if we're talking in the context of generational gimmicks, Z moves were peak, especially our characters with little motions. Well, first of all, Daisy Dives, it's great to see you, and thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. If you want to let me know your preferred name and pronouns, that'd be awesome. But if you're not comfortable sharing, that's fine as well. But I think out of the 4 generational gimmicks we've gotten so far, being Mega Evolutions, Z moves, Dynamax, and Terrestrialization, maybe it's just because I have the least attachment to Gen 7, but I think Z moves are probably at the bottom of the list for me. And the only reason is that well, first of all, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are long enough as it is. And like, so like the, you know, the animations just make it take even longer. But I don't know, like they're not bad. I'm not trying to say Z moves were bad. I just think it's just my least favorite. Honestly, it's less because I dislike Z moves. The reason they're my least favorite is less because of anything bad with Z moves and more things I liked about the rest. Dynamax and Terra is pretty lame comparison. I guess I'm thinking more from like, I like Terra because in a battle, especially in the competitive sense, it gives you a lot more dimension. Allows you to either like increase your damage output, change your type to something more defensive, or both. Dynamax is just really cool because any Pokemon can do it. That's another thing with Terastallization. Any Pokemon can do it, and it lasts a while, and it actually feels like it has a really big impact on the battle. Mega Evolutions obviously are incredible. I like Mega Evolutions, but I went on a similar rant about this, I think maybe last stream. I think it was last stream. But I mentioned that the only thing I wasn't a fan of with Mega Evolutions was that they gave them to the wrong Pokemon. Rayquaza did not need a Mega. Salamence did not need a Mega. I clicked Growth. I did not need to click Growth. I should have ran, but I was mashing A. But the point being, the Pokemon that needed a Mega, some of them got them. Mawile and Sableye are my go-to examples, but also Medicham, Ampharos, what are some other weird ones? Bayonet. Like, these are Pokemon that needed the Megas because they weren't very good before, but the Megas helped them be better. You don't need... Beedrill, great example. You don't need to be giving Megas to Pokemon that are already broken. Like, if the Pokemon's just solid and you give it a Mega, that's still fine. Like, it doesn't... I'm not saying you should only give Megas to Pokemon that are not viable in the slightest. But I don't know. I feel like if a Pokemon is fully broken and like an uber threat, like a meta-defining threat, like, I don't know, Salamence or Tyranitar, you don't need to give them Megas. In Tyranitar's case, and Garchomp, another one, in both Tyranitar and Garchomp's case, the Mega was so unneeded that people preferred using the base form. Like, they just wanted to use the base form because it was already good. You did not need to give them a Mega when you give it to something like Flygon, which I know is such a basic, like, take for a Pokemon that deserved a Mega, but it's true. Flygon deserved a Mega. But no, let's give one to the broken pseudo-legendaries that are already dominating competitive play. Fantastic. Perfect example of a Pokemon that was solid but not broken was Gengar. Now, Mega Gengar was broken, but that's fine. Megas are good. Same with Kangaskhan, which might be the most broken Mega ever. But like, these Pokemon were not bad. They were actually pretty good, especially Gengar. So giving them a Mega made sense to me because it made him even better. A little too good in both cases. Mega Audino was my life. I love Mega Audino. I personally think they should have given out more Gen 5 Megas. Because, like, a lot of people are like, why is Audino the only Gen 5 Mega? More as a jab at Audino. Like, if you're only going to give one, why'd you give it to Audino? I say that same sentence, but I mean more like, I like Mega Audino. I'm glad it got a Mega. Why not give it to more Gen 5 Pokemon, though? Excadrill, Zebstrika, this is definitely just a me thing, but Klinklang I think would go hard. Sawsbuck, ooh, that'd be cool. Also, I missed it. She or a trans woman, my bad, I was doing the Infernape at the same time. Hey, no, they don't need to apologize. We love seeing that trans representation in my chat. I will add your pronouns in right now. It is lovely to meet you. Nothing suits me like a suit. Yes, Eternal! We need to talk more about How I Met Your Mother. I know, like, we briefly touched on the fact that we both realized we were fans, but we need to actually talk about it at some point, because I love How I Met Your Mother. Okay, hot take, give Megas to Pokemon that are super reliant on their item, like Ferrothorn or something. That way they're actually different. It isn't. I don't know if that's necessarily a hot take, but it's definitely an interesting take. I don't think it's a bad take by any means. And I also don't think Ferrothorn is super reliant on its item. Sorry. I had to cough, then I took a drink. Ferrothorn is just really good in general. But I do think it deserved a mega. But yeah, I think that's an okay take. I think I can agree with that. Hashtag Mega Swanna. Ooh, you're so right. That would go so hard. Butterfree, the Elemental Monkeys, Trevenant, Gorguys, hell, even the Gen 6 starters. Although I feel like it's likely the Gen 6 starters are about to get megas. Just saying, that's my prediction. I would be really shocked if we get Legends EA and they don't get megas. I saw the alternate ending and it makes me so sad. It's so much better than the one we got, isn't it? I was a little surprised you hadn't seen it, but now you have, so all is right with the world. I'm believing that's the real ending from now on. Yeah, exactly. Like if I'm talking to people that I know or like have seen the ending and are How I Met Your Mother fans, when I say alternate ending, I'm talking about the real ending. Because in my opinion, the real ending was the alternate. All right, I'm gonna get food. Time to lurk. Hey, go get some great food, you won. Thank you so much for lurking. I appreciate you. Hashtag Mega Butterfree. I mean, we didn't get Mega Butterfree, but we did get Gigantamax Butterfree. So, like, I know not exactly the same thing, but it did get something. Also, there is about to be an ad running. I do solemnly swear that I will not get a shiny in the next 3 minutes. If you don't mind sitting through the ad, I would really appreciate it, and I will see you on the other side. If you send any chats after I start the ad, I will not read them until the ad is over. You have my word. Can't believe the writers were just stubborn and stuck to the ending they decided on in season 2. Oh my god, Eternal, I'm coming back to that message after I run the ad because I have thoughts. Lots of them. I'll see you after the ad. And now we can keep hunting. God, I'm now just waiting for that ad to end because I want to talk about like. If you're in chat and you're not a How I Met Your Mother fan, I'm sorry, it's not going to make much sense to you. But like, it's something I, for whatever reason, feel very passionate about. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do more hunts. What have we gotten? We've done 300 encounters so far, give or take. It's been 2 hours. That's like an average of 150 per hour. Why does this feel slower than yesterday? Yesterday we were live for a little less than 4 hours, and we got through 600 encounters. Am I just moving slower? I'm peacing out. Bye. Oh, see you, Obsidian. Bye. I don't know if you can see me. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming by and hanging out for a while. It was nice to meet you. Hope to see you in the future. I don't even know if you can hear me, but bye. It's great to meet you. There's the heart. I was gonna try and do it with one hand, which I guess. My issue is that since the camera flips when I'm looking at OBS, I can never figure out how to properly orient things. Like, there we go. There we go. There's the half part I was looking for. And it's more actually like this. No, I'm so bad at this. I can do it in real life. And I'd say, take it away. Okay, yeah, it's not that hard. Ooh, listen to Michael Bublé is always a good way to put me in a good mood. Shiny Morgan, like, that's one that, like, it's a good shiny, but I already have 3 shiny Impidimp in Scarlet and Violet. I don't need, so I don't need it. Are there any shinies in here that I don't need shiny Sinistea. I have 2 shiny Sinistea in Scarlet and Violet. I have way too many shiny Oranguru, thanks to the Pokemon Go event. What else? I don't have shiny Spritzee, that'd be cool. Obviously the 3 I'm hunting up here, I need. Although I do have a shiny Moralo in Pokemon Go, so. But I need a second. I need either a second shiny Moralo or shiny Shiinotic so I can have it for the living decks. Is there anything else that pops up here? I have a shiny Indeedee, so I don't need that. But that's the rarest one. If we get a shiny Indeedee, I mean, that's extremely lucky, but I guess also extremely unlucky in the same vein. Because, like, yeah, you're... like, yeah, it's the rarest shiny in here, but I already have it, so I want anything else, please. Alright, welcome back from the ad, everyone. Thank you so much for sitting through it. Anyway, Eternal. I Met Your Mother. So... most fans are aware that the reason the ending we got feels so wrong and out of place is because they had to film the ending with the children being around the same age as they were in the pilot. Otherwise, they would be grown adults in the finale. But, and I get that. I do understand. But it just seems like a weird choice because you're literally writing yourself into a corner. You have now made it so that this is the only ending that can happen. Like, just don't show the kids in the finale. You could just do that. You could just not show the kids in the finale. But they were so committed, I guess, to having the kids be there that they were like, well, we have to do what we said we would. No, you don't. You can change course. Because, like, it'd be one thing if the whole story was always planned out to end like that. And, like, every step along the way was planned as well. Well, that's not the case. They didn't plan every step along the way when they had the ending planned. They knew how they started, and they knew how they wanted to end, and then they planned the middle as they went. But then it just didn't work. The story they built, it didn't work. We established very early on, it was kind of the theme of the first 2 or 3 seasons, that Ted and Robin are not a good match for each other. Like, we established that early on and repeatedly throughout the series. They want different things out of life. What their future looks like, what their futures look like, are not compatible. And then Barney and Robin are actually a good couple. We spend the whole final season at their wedding. Like, they cram a whole season into a weekend. And it's all about, like, there's a whole episode where Ted, once again, lets go of Robin. It's super symbolic. Like, he's finally over her. And then they do that with the ending. Like, why kill off the mother? Why kill off the mother? Was it just so Ted could end up with Robin? Because I think so. My thing with the ending of How I Met Your Mother is not that it's an ending, that it's not a happily ever after. It's the fact that they laid no groundwork. One of my favorite endings ever is La La Land. I've never watched La La Land. I'm sorry. But I believe you that it's, better. I was gonna say I believe it's better than How I Met Your Mother, but I mean, low bar. But no, I completely agree, Eternal. Like, they didn't... Actually, I somewhat disagree. They did lay groundwork, but it was for a different ending. It was like everything I was just saying. Like, they said there were multiple dedicated episodes to the fact that Ted was moving on from Robin. Like, they're laying the groundwork for a really good ending. But the end, it wasn't the ending that they had originally planned. So it's like we were building up to something that never happened. Obviously I do agree with you, but it was just they didn't. It's not that they laid no groundwork; it's that they laid groundwork for a different ending, which is like Victoria had more groundwork. Thank you. Oh my god! Like, I'm sure you know this, but Victoria was the backup plan for the writers. If the show got canceled before season 9, they were going to just write themselves a quick little exit ramp and Victoria was going to be the mother. Victoria had such a good story arc with Ted. That should have been Endgame, in my opinion. I don't find as many people that agree with that as, because like pretty much everyone agrees that the ending was trash. But I think that Victoria should have been Endgame. Every season we saw why Robin was not a sustainable partner for Ted. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Like season 1, obviously the whole thing was Ted pursuing Robin. And then at the end of season 1, we're supposed to feel like, yes, he finally got her. And then season 2, as we build up to the breakup, we start seeing that they're just still, every reason that Robin said for why they weren't compatible is the case. They're just not meant to be in a relationship with each other, which is fine. That could have been such a great lesson, that two people can be great people and get along really well and then just not be compatible in a relationship. That would have been a fantastic lesson. But no, they were stuck on the idea of soulmates. And that drives me bonkers, by the way. They were so committed to Ted and Robin being the one for each other. And like Ted knew, like love at first sight, Ted knew right when he saw her. But it would have been a much better lesson to be like, oh, Ted and Robin are like they're the starting couple, but then they realize they're not actually compatible for each other. And then we watch them both find their true love, and we find Robin who finds Barney, who we thought would never be in a serious relationship. And then they find each other. Robin, who was not a fan of commitment, and Barney, who never wanted to be in an actual relationship. They find each other and actually both realize that they do want to commit a relationship with each other. That's so great. It worked so well. I actually really love Robin and Barney together. That's ridiculous. I hate the idea of soulmates. It's so annoying. If we're moving out of the realm of TV, I don't hate the idea of soulmates. Do I believe in soulmates? No. I believe in compatibility, that some people are more suited for each other than others. But I don't believe in soulmates. No. But I don't hate the idea. Like if someone comes up to me and says, I believe in soulmates, I believe the person I'm with is my soulmate, it's the only person I could ever be with. It doesn't really harm anyone to have that mindset, you know? Now, some people could take it to the point where it would harm other people to have that mindset, or maybe even themselves. I don't really know. People are crazy sometimes. Specifically in terms of storytelling, I think it paints a toxic perspective on relationships. Okay, if we're talking in terms of storytelling, 100% agree. And also in a more like subjective way, not even like like what you're saying is objectively true. And this is just my opinion on it. It's so tried out at this point. Every show with a love story, it feels like they're soulmates. Like there's talk about the one, there's talk about destiny and soulmates. It's in everything with a love story nowadays. Can we have a love story, please? Or can this be the norm now? To like have people that meet casually. It's a bit of a slow burn. Not enemies to lovers slow burn, just like this, we get along. And then when they enter a relationship, it's not perfect immediately. There's work. They put work in. They have small arguments that they work through. They communicate healthily. And they work on... Okay, we're getting into the deep stuff here, but I don't care. I'm going to go there. I feel like when you're in a relationship with someone, a lot of people say that when you're with the right person, you don't have to work to love them. You just love them. And I think that's way too simplified. Yes, the feeling should always be there, but it's never a passive thing. Loving someone is an action, not a feeling. When you love someone, you show it. And you have to wake up every day and make the choice to you have to wake up every day and make the choice to love the person you're with. Sorry for my language, that is bullshit. Light cursing is allowed here. You're totally fine. And are you saying what I'm saying is bullshit, or just so I can understand? Because you can disagree with me, to be clear. I'm not saying everyone in chat has to agree with me. Which concept is bullshit? Love is action, not a feeling. There will be days when you do not have that feeling. You agree? Okay, yeah. For a second, I thought that was you responding to my question. You were saying you disagree, but no, I realized that sentence is exactly what I said. Like, yeah, because there are days where you just don't have the energy. And I do think there should always be like a bit of that feeling there, where you care about that person. But when I refer to loving someone, that is you are making choices every day and taking steps to show the other person that they're important to you and that you care about them. And we just don't see that represented in media as much anymore. And if we do, it's always these like crazy grand gestures, like, you know, the rose petals and all that, and fancy dinners, which, to be clear, those aren't bad things. Those are definitely ways of showing someone you love them. And this part might be more specific to me, but people could still agree. I also understand if people don't. For me, I care, like, I know some people just say this, but I care way more about the small things. Because the big things, well, they feel good. Absolutely they do. Obviously, they take time, thought, to put it all together. But the small things show that you're thinking about it more regularly on a normal day. Like, just grabbing, like, my Painfully Single is coming out. If you're not catching on to that, my hopeless romantic Painfully Single side is starting to emerge. Like grabbing my hand without me having to do it myself, that's a small thing. Like greeting me if we were living together and I came home. That kind of stuff, the smaller stuff, that's the stuff that I think really shows that you love someone. Sorry, that was a really long rant that started with How I Met Your Mother and ended about relationships. But I guess that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. True, but I'm talking about that butterfly feeling, especially if one partner struggles with depression. There will be times where you do not feel that joy, and the way that love is portrayed in a lot of media suggests that that means you no longer love that person. Okay, yes, I had missed what you were exactly pointing to, but I completely agree with this. I think what most media calls it is the spark, right? If you feel like you lose that spark, you've lost that feeling. You've lost love for the person. You no longer love that person. I completely agree that is a toxic idea, because there will be, like, they paint this idea that relationships always have to be 50-50, or if some people think they're creative, they're like, oh, yeah, relationships aren't 50-50, they're 100-100. Ahaha. No. There are days a relationship will be 70-30, 20-80, maybe 100-0. It's just how it's going to be. It's inevitable, and painting it to look a different way is very harmful to people that are, as you said, struggling with mental health issues, or even just pursuing a relationship. There was the longest time where I thought, like, if I wasn't always feeling the same way I felt when I started liking someone, then I'm falling out of love. But that's not the case. It's just a day-to-day thing. It fluctuates like any feeling. You're not always the same level of happy, are you? 1100, let's go! I'm trying to do that every 100 encounters, if you can't tell. Oh, and we got an angel number coming up, too. Yeah, sorry for the rant about relationships and love. It is something I feel passionate about, though, so I'm actually not going to apologize. It's something I like talking about, and I feel like it's a conversation that needs to happen. I feel like it's a conversation that most people... it's a conversation most people don't feel like having. But I enjoy having the weird and deeper conversations. If we want to transition back to Pokemon, we absolutely can, of course. Because, you know, I am a Pokemon channel, after all. What do we talk about that's Pokemon related? Well, I think I mentioned this, but a couple streams ago, I'm working on my top 10 list of Pokemon, but like not in the casual sense where you just go on that website and you just chug along until there's 10. I'm making sure it actually like fits me and is like actually my top 10 favorites. And I've been working on it for almost a week at this point. I already have 3 locked in, because my top 3 are set. But that means I have to pick 7 more, and like I've narrowed down a lot, but I think I have 8 locked in right now. I think. I'd have to double check. I have a notes app about this. So when I say the Pokemon hyperfixation runs to my core, I mean that. It is deeply ingrained in my psyche. Pokemon, if there's ever a day that I don't think about Pokemon, no, actually no, there's not. Unless I'm unconscious for most of the day and then have nothing else, and then have things planned for the entire rest of the day, I think about Pokemon every day. But even on those days, I still feel like I think about Pokemon at least once every day. It's just something I like so much that it'll, like, work isn't a good example for me anymore because there's so many long periods of time where I just get bored because nothing's happening. So I end up like Googling stuff about Pokemon and just thinking about it in general. It just kind of happens is all. But yeah, I'm trying to pick out the top 10. Maybe after I pick them out, I'll like do a series where I shiny hunt them all. Even though they're not my top 10 favorite shiny Pokemon. Some of them have actually not great shinies. Although not a ton of them though. I was actually a little surprised as I was putting it together and I thought about the possibility of doing this as a shiny hunting series. A lot of them actually have pretty banging shinies. Obviously Meowstic is my favorite of all time, and that's a really good shiny. Maybe I'm biased, but I think it's pretty cool. I think the white and yellow works really well together. Especially the male one, because the female one is my actual favorite Pokemon. Wait 1 second. Sorry. And boom. Angel number. Make a wish. Lurkers. Make a wish. We got 4 ones in a row. 4 tally marks. Make a wish. I even forgot about it. Right. The female Meowstic is my actual favorite Pokemon. But even though the shinies are similar, I prefer shiny male Meowstic because shiny female Meowstic, it's basically like its accents change, right? Because it's already white. But male Meowstic goes from a dark navy blue to that yellow, and I just think that's so cool. I am a bit of a sucker for the drastically changing shinies. I know it's kind of basic. There are definitely subtle shinies that I still enjoy, but I am a sucker for the ones that are drastically different. I mean, you can kind of see that in the hunts I've been doing. Pumpkaboo, Galarian Ponyta, Shiinotic, and Phantump, all of them, like, they're pretty significantly different. I guess what is an example of a subtle shiny that I actually like as a shiny? Because there are plenty of subtle shinies that I like the Pokemon. I actually don't know. There's not a ton. I mean, do we count Audino as a subtle shiny? Its pink turns purple. I don't know if we count that as a subtle shiny or not. If that counts as a subtle shiny, then Audino for sure. I really like shiny Audino's purple. I think it looks really nice. I can't think of anything else at the moment. But also, at this point, I'm actively trying to remember, like, I guess every shiny Pokemon, which the Fool's Errand, I think. I can't think, because I think of Scarlet and Violet. I'm trying to think of any hunts I did where it was like hard to tell the shiny. And any hunts I did where it was that hard, I don't like the shiny because it's that hard. I guess Cherubi's kind of nice. That counts as subtle. When it's not in Scarlet and Violet, Poliwag and Poliwhirl with the lighter blue, that's not horrible. In Scarlet and Violet it is, because the lighting makes it like really freaking hard to tell which one is shiny. Yeah. Speaking of hard to tell shinies in Scarlet and Violet, have you guys ever hunted Solosis in Scarlet and Violet? It's horrible. Like, Solosis' shiny was already not great. It's like very desaturated. But in Gen 5 and most gens, you can actually noticeably tell the shiny. It's not very good, but if you look at it, you can tell. Not in Scarlet and Violet. It is damn near impossible to tell the shiny in Scarlet and Violet. Which is just so frustrating. Because the lighting makes it more difficult. And then they also... which I am maybe the millionth person to talk about this. But then they also took the sparkles away. They comboed the really bad lighting with no more sparkles. To really just make shiny hunters really hate themselves. And I'm not even in the camp of, like, oh, we need the shiny sound. Like, would it be nice to have the sound? Sure. But I don't think it's necessary. I think we could go the Let's Go way, where there's no sound, but there's very obvious sparkles around the Pokemon to indicate that it is shiny. Like, yes, I know the sound is for visibility, not for visibility, for accessibility. For those who have a visual handicap. Now, if we're talking color blindness and that's it, the sparkles also fix that problem. Because you don't need to see the different colors if there's sparkles around it. But if it's like genuinely not being able to see the game, yes, the sounds help, but also if you can barely see the game, shiny hunting is a bit of an odd choice, in my personal opinion. Now, obviously, I want Pokemon to be accessible to as many people as possible. So, adding the sound, I'm not against that. But if I'm talking just for me, if I'm not thinking about the Pokemon community as a whole, I'm thinking about what I would have the most fun shiny hunting with. It would be if we had the Let's Go mechanics. And we got to see the sparkles, but have no sound. And obviously this is assuming overworld encounters that aren't Sword and Shield. Because Sword and Shield had overworld encounters that you can't see shiny, which is the stupidest thing ever. I cannot get over that. Like, people were so excited when we saw the Sword and Shield was going to have overworld Pokemon to encounter. Because we're like, oh my god, shiny hunting will be so much easier. Except it wasn't. Because they just were like, for whatever reason, you can't see shinies in the overworld. Why? What benefit does that give anyone? Like, it doesn't, like, it's not even shiny locking. You're just making the Pokemon appear in the overworld and not showing its shininess for why? Man, I that's something I should probably rant about more, because I'm just not realizing how stupid that is. I mean, I was going to say I feel like we all glossed over it too quickly, but I also wasn't super ingrained in the Pokemon community when Sword and Shield dropped. But that is stupid. That is so... Because, like, any other questionable decision that I see come out of Game Freak, even if the reason is just we wanted to make money, at least a lot of times you can find a reason. You can't... I don't know what the reason is to not show overworld shinies in Sword and Shield. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overly salty and like to complain. I don't think that's true. I don't really enjoy complaining. There are definitely things wrong with some Pokemon games, though. Like, I want to understand more. That's more the case. I want to know what the thought process was. Because I seriously cannot understand why anyone would think it's a good idea to make it harder to find shinies, but like not actually effectively any harder, because the odds are the same. But you just make it so even though they're spawning in the overworld and that overworld shiny has a set thing that will make it shiny, or it's only that one. It's not like the next one you encounter will be shiny. It's that specific one is shiny. They just didn't make it so it would show up shiny. That just, it feels pointless. But maybe I'm coping, but I want to believe there was a reason. I just want to know what the reason was. Anyway, enough about that. What are we, 2.5 hours in, and we're now approaching 150. That'd be 400 encounters. I guess that kind of tracks. I feel like we did go slower today somehow, but I don't feel like I'm moving any slower. That's so weird, because we got through 600 encounters yesterday in a little less than 4 hours. That's so strange to me. Maybe we could... I was about to say maybe we can get to 1,500. That's not going to happen. Not today, at least. And then... So, next stream will be Monday. Like I said, I'm going to drop the schedule in the Discord after stream. The next stream will be Monday at 7 p.m. CST. And it will be one of two varieties. It will either be another stream like this, or it will be Turtwig resets and BDSP with something happening on a 3DS on the side. If I have finished Ultra Moon by that point, we'll probably be doing a soft reset for something. Maybe Poipole, maybe Type Null, maybe a legendary in the Ultra Wormholes, I don't know. Or if I haven't beaten Ultra Moon, maybe we'll do Tepig resets in Black 2. Or we'll do random encounters in Alpha Sapphire in the save where I already have a shiny Mudkip from my soft resets that only took 6 encounters, which I will never shut up about. What's the other game I have? X? I mean, I guess I could also do starter resets in X. Everything I'm saying right now will be happening at some point. Anyway, the way that the BDSP plus 3DS hunt happens is as if the 3DS gets here within enough time so that I can set it up prior to Monday's stream. I get off at 5 on Monday, which means I'm not going to get home until probably 5:20, 5:30. If the 3DS is here and it's easy to set up, which I think it will be, but I can't confirm. If it's easy to set up, Monday's stream will be Turtwig resets and something on the 3DS. But if it looks like it's going to be more, like it's going to take more time to set up, then Monday will be more Glimwood hunts, and then Wednesday will be BDSP Turtwig plus a 3DS hunt. But even if we do that, this hunt is not ending. It's just going to enter a rotation. I want a shiny hunted Shield and BDSP so bad, but I got to wrap up my current games and projects. Yeah, I totally get that. Like, obviously, I'm not in the same boat as you, where I need to stick to one thing because of an outside reason. It makes complete sense for you to stick to Animal Crossing while you're finishing up the partner push. But also, it's a little overwhelming because I have so many hunts. I just listed off all the hunts I want to do. I'm doing this. So total, that is, I want to do the Glimwood hunt, which is technically 3 Pokemon, but I'm counting it as 1 hunt. Soft resets for Turtwig. This isn't on stream yet, but it probably will be. So soft resets for Palkia. Soft resets for Tepig. Random encounters in Alpha Sapphire, and soft resets for an X starter. Wait, did I even name Poipole or Legendaries? If I didn't, Poipole and Legendaries in the Ultra Wormhole. And Legendaries is counting both actual Legendaries and Ultra Beasts. So without even diving deeper into certain hunts. I have 8 hunts on my roster. But luckily, all that means is I will have plenty of content for a long time because these hunts ain't short. Maybe by the time I finish some of these hunts, I'll have a second capture carded 3DS, and then I can start hunting. Like, as soon as I have 2 capture carded 3DSs, I'm doing a Manaphy hunt, which is the only way to get shiny Manaphy. Bit crazy. But it's a shiny I really like, and it's really hard shiny to get. Yes, Eternal? Can I help you? Do I need to worry? No. No. Because I am. Well, so I looked it up. So, something about me, and I always have to preface this when I say stuff like this. This is not casting shade on anyone who uses external equipment. But I like to use as little external equipment on my games as possible. So like, Eternal, you told me about something called ACE, which I don't even know what it stands for. But it's apparently a very popular tool for hunts in general, but especially shiny Manaphy. But if I can, I'm going to do it the most legitimate way possible, which is playing through Pokemon Ranger multiple times until I get 4 Manaphy eggs. Or it's 4. It's 4 Manaphy eggs. And then the method from there is to have those eggs in 1 copy of Diamond or Pearl, transfer them over to a different save of Diamond and Pearl, hatch them there, reset the game, rinse and repeat. You know how long Manaphy encounters take without Ace? I did just describe it, so yeah. But also, I'm going to be fully transparent. The Manaphy hunt is not happening for a long time. By then, maybe I'll have changed my perspective on Ace and I'll use it. I very well might. About a 30-minute encounter. Well, 30 minutes for 4 encounters, but yeah. But yeah, I know your point. Look, I have a lot of hunts I want to do prior to that. At the very least, I need to save up for another capture card of 3DS, which is happening after I get another Elgato capture card for my second Switch. So, like, and there's a lot of hunts to do in the meantime. So, you don't really have to worry. I would say there's a good chance that by the time the Manaphy hunt actually enters the conversation, I'd be open to exploring Ace. But that's a long way out, and I don't really want to fully plan it, you know? I feel like the more I plan the future out, the more I stress myself out. So, like, saying all these hunts I want to do, right now, it's more just, like, these are my options. But I'm not going to say, like, once I do this hunt, I'm not going to set an order, basically. Because the more I plan the future, the more overwhelmed I'm going to get. And the more likely I am to get burnt out. It's just... And I don't want... Since the Manaphy hunt right now is the one that will have to happen, I know, much later, I'm just talking about how I think I would do it right now. If and when it eventually comes up, like I said, I'll probably genuinely consider Ace. It'll still be slower for me because I don't have a Nora in the future setup. I've only got... At that point, I would only have 2 3DSs, but not 16. But Ace, I'm assuming, would still go a lot faster. In fact, not just assuming, it's pretty much fact. That means to hit odds on 4 systems, it will take 1,024 hours or over 42 days. And it's actually a little worse than that because I would be hitting odds on 2 systems. Well, actually, no, realistically, only 1, right? Because it's still only 4 eggs. And I'm just using the 3DSs to trade them to each other so that the eggs aren't shiny locked anymore. So it actually would be significantly longer. The reason Nora did Ace and 60 systems is because that was the only way to hit odds in 24 hours realistically. Oh no, I know. Oh, to be clear, I know. Yeah. I know why she did what she did. At some point, I'm sure I'll like look into Ace. I don't really know what it is or how it works or how I would have to do it. And right now, at this point in time, not really interested in learning because the hunts I'm planning on doing in the near future they don't need them. They're just standard soft resets or random encounter hunts like I'm doing right now. So there's no real reason for me to learn it right now. I would say it's almost likely that by the time Manaphy eventually rolls around, I will probably be open to using Ace. And I guess learning how to use Ace would be the proper sentence there. But, you know, we got a lot of time. Like, I don't even know how long some of these other hunts are going to take me. I've been on and off attempting Palkia since... well, I don't even know. At least, like, a month or two, I think. It's been a while. But I also took a break for a while. Like, last night, I just hit 2,000 resets. I actually stopped at exactly half odds, so I'm at 2,048 right now. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, friend. I appreciate that. Welcome in. I do have follows anonymous in case you don't want to be perceived right now, but if you do want to introduce yourself with your preferred name and pronouns, feel free. My name is Sky. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a non-binary Pokemon, mainly shiny hunting streamer. It's great to meet you. Hey, what's going on, Carpus? Thank you so much for the follow. Also, let me know if I am mispronouncing your name. I believe it's Carpus, but let me know. And if you have preferred pronouns that you'd like me to use for you, feel free to drop them in chat if you're comfortable with that. But yeah, so long rant short, Ace will be in the future. Realistically, I want to try to avoid doing hunts that require that. It's because I don't like using external equipment, and you're probably right that to make it a hunt that's just a little bit more bearable, Ace is probably almost required. We'll have to see, though. Because for now we got what are some hunts I want to do? Regigigas. I want to find. Actually, is Regigigas one of the ones that I need other Pokemon to get? I don't think so. I think Regigigas is just in Ultra Moon, which is good. Regigigas is on the docket. I want to shiny hunt Guzzlord. That's a cool one. Obviously type no on Poipole. Basically just legendaries and Ultra Beasts, and then type on Poipole. I also think Black 2 might be a priority, just because I really want to do double grass hunts, but I'm not moving past the starters without a shiny. Specifically shiny Tepig, because shiny Emboar just goes so hard. Are you kidding me? The blue flames? Insane. What is this? I want to know why this Cook is in the forest still. I don't remember if I fought him or not, but... like, he doesn't have a pot with him. He just has a spoon. Is he cooking in the spoon? Or does he have a pot? No, that's just a ladle. Also, Sky, I'm so down to watch you do Manaphy. I have no reason to say anything considering I've told you the secret hunt of mine that's later. No, and to be clear, Eternal, I was not like taking anything you were saying as like a... if you did this, I wouldn't watch because that's just going to take so long. No, I know that's not what you were saying. You're just trying to make it a bit more bearable, which I genuinely appreciate. It'll kind of depend on where I'm at when the Manaphy hunt becomes something I'm actually considering. Because right now I'm not. because I don't have the equipment I would need to do it at all. But once I start actually considering it, I'll probably reach out to you or someone else about setting up Ace. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you knew the full details and were prepped exactly. Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. I did do a bit of, I did quite a bit of research about it to make sure it was even possible to do without external hardware. Because I'm already screwed and can't do the Shiny Shaman or Darkrai hunt in BDSP because they're limited time events. And I missed it. Which sucks because like Shiny Darkrai, well, it's not my favorite Shiny. It's like one of those ones that you can't get very often. And Shaman is a Shiny I actually really wanted. But at the very least, I can still do Shiny Arceus. That's pretty cool. That's one you can get even fewer times, I think. Maybe? What I want... I don't even know if it's possible, though. Well, yes, it absolutely is. What am I saying? Never mind. I was going to say I want to get a Shiny Fione. Which I absolutely can do because I have the gift Manaphy that I got from BDSP when it first came out. And I transferred it into Scarlet and Violet, so now I can just Masuda hunt for Fione. Because even though I know... I'm very aware Fione is just a smaller and weaker Manaphy, I like Fione more. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just think it's a little bit cuter. Doesn't make sense. But I just do. Alright, we're approaching 1200. I've had people ask this to me before, what the rarest shiny I've gotten is. At this point, it's probably now the supersized shiny Pumpkaboo in 89 encounters. But outside of that, like before I caught that, I actually still don't know. Like, because rare is hard, right? Is it rare like worse odds or a Pokemon that's just harder to find? I'm back. Anything Applemon was gone. If we're talking, did we find a shiny? No. Did we have deep conversations about love and relationships that stemmed from a conversation about How I Met Your Mother, and then we transferred into talking about how I want a shiny hunt Manaphy in the future? Yes, that happened. But welcome back, U1. It's good to see you. Intriguing. Yeah, it was quite a bit. It was quite a thing. But no, we are approaching 1200 encounters. I still have some gas in the tank, so we're almost certainly going to go over 3 hours. I don't know where we're end. I'm not setting an end target yet. I'll gauge my energy here in a bit, and we'll go from there. If I can, I would like to hit 1300 if I have enough energy for that. That would mean we at least got close to the 600 we did last time. 1300 would be 550 encounters this stream, which is pretty close to 600, so I would take that. I keep spamming A when I shouldn't and using growth. Use a move that doesn't do damage. Oh, thanks. You actually listened. Yeah, you won. I think you said you went to go get food, maybe? How was food, if you got food? And if you weren't getting food, I hope you enjoyed your lurk. How was your lurk? Phantom Stare Off. I did. It was good. What'd you have? It's dinner time for you. So what'd you have for dinner? Because I have no plans for dinner. Probably just gonna end up being like a PB&J. I had curry. Ooh, fun. I I've never had curry. And given my spice tolerance, I don't know if I would ever have curry. It's all curry spicy. Wait, no, not all curry spicy. I think I just hear curry and assume spicy, but it's definitely not all spicy. Too flavorful for you? Hey. No. Look, I try anything put in front of me. I just can't guarantee I like everything. That's my whole thing. No, not all curry is spicy. I didn't think so. As soon as I said it, I was like, that sounds wrong. I think I'm making stuff up again. If we do get like up to odds on this one, or even past odds, and our first shiny is something that isn't one of the three we're hunting for, I will be a little upset. There are a lot that are quite mild but still good. Those would be the ones I would gravitate to. Obviously, because I'm not a... anyone who saw the subathon knows I'm not really big on spice. Hehe. For those of you who did miss it, though, I had a... There was basically every 3 subs, I would eat a little bit of hot sauce. And you would think that, like, oh, a little bit of hot sauce, what is it going to be like? Probably same as a jalapeno, maybe 2,500 on the Scoville scale. Try 400. And it was still horrible for me. I have no spice tolerance. I remember that was painful to watch. Yeah, it was painful to do. Like, I wasn't over exaggerating either. I'm that horrible with handling spice. Ding. 1,200, baby. Let's go. All right. I mean, we're kind of cooking with the pace. This is only... I mean, it's technically the 3rd stream of us doing this, but realistically only the 2nd, because the first stream we got to 150 because we spent most of the stream hunting Pumpkaboo. So realistically, this is only the 2nd stream. We're already past 1,200. Which I would say is pretty good pace, personally. It's crazy because I would eat that and just have no reaction at all. I feel like most people would eat that and have no reaction at all. I looked up the Scoville heat unit scale with like descriptors for each one, and I think it was 0 to 500. Isn't even considered spicy, it's considered sweet. Like, most people wouldn't even call that spicy, but I would. I don't know what's wrong with me. When it comes to spice, I am the whitest bitch. Lana rolled for a shiny, got almost exactly modern odds. That's fun. I will also roll for a shiny because it's something more than an hour. Nope, no shiny for me. Skill issue, I guess. I mean, maybe. I'm sure. I mean, it's called a spice tolerance for a reason. I'm sure if I, like, took the time, I could probably build up a tolerance to spice. Wait, you know what I'm realizing? I need to do something. It'll speed this up considerably. Battle effects off. Like, it's a very minimal time save per encounter, but overall, it'll save a lot of time. Because we skipped the part of my character actually throwing the Pokeball. It only saves like a second per encounter, but I feel like that's going to stack up real quick. Also, there's Phineas and Ferb playing in the background, and that's just very distracting. Maybe if I could find mild leather. I've gone quiet just because I want to listen to the song. I'm not even sorry. right, it's over. I'm not even gonna apologize for that. Oh, and straight into Hazbin Hotel? Oh my god, my playlist is banging today. What is your guys' favorite animated show? Period. Like, I'm not talking cartoon. I'm not talking like Disney animated. But it can be those things. It can be Disney animated. It can be a cartoon. But just your animated show, period. What is your favorite? Mine is, I mean, not, shocking exactly no one based on the last two songs of my playlist. But Hazbin and Phineas and Ferb are probably up there as at least two of my top, if not my top two. Probably Star Wars Clone Wars. Okay, I watched a little bit of that when I was younger. But I've never known much about the Star Wars lore, so I kind of just watched and didn't really understand what was happening. But it's still a good show, from what I heard. Castlevania non-weeb or Haikyuu weeb. I think Haikyuu is a very valid answer. Because I think anime absolutely counts here. I've never watched Castlevania. Is that not an anime? I could have thought that was an anime. Maybe I'm definitely just stupid. Or is it just the difference between, are there like weeb animes and non-weeb animes? And because when you said weeb, I assumed that just meant, oh, it's an anime. But there might be animes, I guess, that are like categorized into weeb animes or non-weeb animes. It shows that I am not very well educated in my anime. But this is why I'm friends with weebs like Elena Monster. She helps educate me. IQ was peak, the only sport anime I could get into. Never watched it because I haven't watched a lot of anime. Oops. But I believe you. Because I've heard people gush about it for a long time. It's a Western animation, not Japanese. Oh, okay. Yep, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But again, I can't say I knew that. But that makes more sense now. Let me look it up. Because all I know about Castlevania is Simon and Richter from Smash Bros. And I guess, is that Sephiroth? Is Sephiroth also from Castlevania? Movie Into the Spider-Verse, show Avatar, last anime, anime Attack on Titan. First of all, Eternal movie, could not agree more. I actually don't know if I could decide between Into or Across, but they're like my favorite animes flat out. Animes, no, stop it. Favorite movies flat out. Like they're up there for possible, like I don't know if they're actually number one, but they're up there in my top 5 at least. Avatar: The Last Airbender, I want to watch so badly. I don't know why I haven't. Like, there's nothing stopping me. It just looks so good. I don't know why I haven't watched it. And I've never seen Attack on Titan, but I assume that's a good choice. No, that's Final Fantasy. Okay, see, I'm outing myself as the least educated anime person. Probably not actually the least, but I know nothing. Show is, like I said, either Hazbin or Phineas and Ferb. Movie is definitely one of the Spider-Verse movies. And anime, well, my answer doesn't really count for much since I haven't watched much anime. And no, I'm not just gonna say Pokemon. I would say My Hero Academia. But like I said, I haven't watched much anime, so my answer only means so much. One Piece might replace Attack on Titan by only 300 episodes in. Isn't there like I don't know if there's several thousand, but I know there's at least over 1,000. It's like a whole project. So I need to watch season 7 of MHA. I love My Hero Academia. Yeah, I think I watched like the first couple seasons and then stopped. But ask me to remember anything of substance from it, I'm cooked. No, I can't. 1,100 plus. Yep, that sounds correct. My goodness. I watched the start of MHA, but it just went downhill. Like I said, I don't think I've watched enough of it or enough anime to really say for concrete like opinion. You dropped it. Elmo is one of my like go-to people if I'm evaluating an anime, or I need an evaluation of an anime. So I mean, maybe I dropped it. Maybe I dropped it at the right time. Also, there is about to be an ad run. I don't want to. I'm sorry to cut off the anime conversation. Y'all can continue to talk about it in chat with each other because you guys still see each other. But I'm gonna go ahead and run an ad. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Thank you so much for sitting through it. Y'all are real ones. Unless you're subbed or have turbo, in which case you'll still hear me. But I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. And if you are subbed or have Twitch Turbo, we're in our own little private club right now. Oh damn, I'm subbed. Now I have to listen to this guy for longer. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's really a punishment. MHA picks up in the newer seasons, but I completely understand dropping it. Oh, so Eternal's take is that it's one of those shows that like starts good, gets worse, and then like kind of recovers. Those are rare, I will say. More often than not, I just see a show start really good. Maybe it gets a little better at first, but the best shows know when to stop. Because most shows that go on for like 6, 7, 8 seasons, in my opinion, like they're never gonna capture the magic of the beginning. That's just my opinion, though. I keep clicking the fight button because I'm mashing A. A good example for me, just based on the things I have watched, is The Flash. It was never like one of the best shows of all time, but it was pretty good in seasons 1 and 2. Then it was like a slow decline, like for seasons 3 through 5. Each season got like a little worse, but not to the point where I was like, this is a bad season. It was just like, it's noticeably worse than the first season, but still watchable, still entertaining. And then 6, 7, 8, and 9. Holy crap, Flash fell off hard after season 6. I still finished it because I was committed at that point and I wanted to see it to the end, but my god. Since most anime start as manga, the pacing isn't always intended for seasons broken up by time constraints and budget restrictions. It's meant to be read in chapters weekly. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, so I guess I always just assumed, and this is probably foolish of me, but it's because I didn't put much thought into it. But I guess I assumed the same people that developed the manga also developed the anime, so they would adapt it more faithfully and more like in the way you're meant to watch it. But I see your point. Like seasons can each episode could be once a week, but then in between seasons there's a long time break almost every time. Welcome back from the ad, everyone. Thank you so much for sitting through it. I appreciate you. Oh, certainly not with a C. Yeah, I always get annoyed when I have to wait for different seasons. Not like, why are we doing this? Because I understand, but just in general. Like Hazbin Hotel. Season 1 dropped, like, finished dropping in January of this year. And I've been waiting for a season 2 ever since. And, like, it's confirmed to happen. We know what's happening, and we have, like, crude drawings of, like concept art, I think is what it is. Of, part of the season, like a scene of season 2. But yeah, I can see how a manga that's meant to be read weekly and get a lot more information out in one sitting may not always transfer well to weekly episodes for a full season that then have a multiple month break at a minimum. I can see how that might not be the most, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Complementary relationship? Most beneficial? There are a lot of words flying around in my head, and I don't know which is the one I'm looking for. Stop clicking fight. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Shit. Man, I really get myself more cushion time than I needed. I pushed stream up 2 hours. Well, 1 hour because I was worried about the time constraint, and then an extra hour just because I wanted to. I wanted to go live. But I'm really realizing that I gave myself a lot more time than I needed. Because at the latest, I'm wrapping up at 2 o'clock my time. And that gives me 2.5 hours to get ready for work, which is way more time than I need, but I guess I also have to eat. Never mind. I'm fine with what I did. Yeah, waiting for season 2 is a good example. I understand why it took so long, but the 3-year wait was brutal of Arcane. Oh, Arcane had a 3-year wait for season 2. Yeah. I never watched Arcane. Are you noticing a trend? It's weird with it's weird with TV shows for me, because there's a lot of shows out there that I know I'd like. A really good example is Avatar and the Last Airbender. I know I would love that show, and I'm sure I would love Arcane as well. But it's just so hard for me to get into new shows. And it's not like I look at the show and I'm like, I don't really want to watch that. I look at the show, I want to watch it, but then I just don't, because I always end up resorting back to my comfort shows. I wish I could explain why that is. Like, there's a show my mom wants me to watch called Only Murders in the Building. And I watched the first episode. It looks really good and like a show I would really get behind. But I haven't been able to bring myself to watch it for no reason. There's not a reason. It's not like, oh, I don't really want to. I want to. I just haven't. And that's why stuff like Avatar or Arcane are things that I have heard of and feel like it's probably right up my alley. But I just haven't watched. And I honestly don't know when or if I ever will. And that's just a hard truth of it. Hard truth of the matter. It's kind of the same with video games, but not exactly. With video games, it's more just because I just love Pokemon so much that a lot of my free time I want to dedicate it to the game. Like, I have Breath of the Wild, and I've played it a bit on my off time, but not nearly enough. Like, I'm still very early on. I also have Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I played that a good bit. It's probably my most played games of recent time, of the recent past, I mean, that isn't Pokemon. It's a good time, but the thing is with Pokemon, I can play for long stretches of time and not get bored. Especially if I'm shiny hunting, which is weird to say, but I feel like shiny hunting, you get bored a lot quicker. but I don't get bored with shiny hunting. Because I feel like I'm building towards this really cool eventuality, which is finding the shiny. But meanwhile, for some reason, if I play Kirby for too long, I'm like, I'm bored now. I need to do something. I'm gonna go play Pokemon. And I wish I could explain why that is. But I can't. So I won't. Every time I look over, I feel like I'm looking at the shiny Galarian Ponyta above my webcam. And I'm reminded just how badly I want that shiny. And then I look at shiny Shiinotic and I'm reminded just how much I really don't want that shiny. It looks like piss and shit. But this one looks like cotton candy. Pastel cotton candy. So good. Yeah, so I touched on it a bit earlier, but sorry, what is that? What is what? I said a lot of things. Cotton candy? You're talking about cotton candy? I said pastel cotton candy. I was describing its color. Do you know? If you don't know what cotton candy is, I'm a little. I thought it was a specific thing. No. I just said pastel. I was just saying it was pastel colored. I believe though, if I'm not mistaken, what is it? Candy floss? Isn't that like? All I know is that you're across the pond somewhere. That's what we call it? Okay, I knew you were somewhere in that area-ish, in that country. Candy floss, yeah, I was gonna say. For some reason, my brain went to fairy floss. And I feel like that's something different. I don't know where my brain pulled fairy floss from. Let me Google it. Maybe it'll... Fairy floss. Oh, fairy floss is another word for cotton candy. Interesting. Okay. So I actually would have been right. That's fun. I can't... Then why did I think of candy floss first? Because I feel like fairy floss was more intuitive. My brain is weird. Yeah, so how's everyone's afternoon going? It's been a few hours. A fairy floss is tiny little bits of fabric that fairies use to get stuff out of their tiny fairy-sized teeth. Ah, yes, of course. How could I forget? I don't even know what I'm going to be doing after stream before work. Realistically, it's probably just going to be, I get off stream, we raid into someone, I hang out in their stream for a bit, I eat lunch, and then I play Ultra Moon until it's time to leave for work. Like, I'm acting like I would have some kind of crazy plan, but realistically, that's just what's going to be what happens. We got Sabrina playing. I added the whole short and sweet album to my Spotify playlist, which I don't know why it took me so long to do so, but it's finally on here, so you'll hear it in rotation. Finally done with my first half of classes. Now to wait an hour for the next half. What nice! I'm glad you're done with your first half. Good job. I just gotta wait for that second half. Is the second half as long as your first? Like, is it actually half and half, or is it more like you just split them down the middle, but one half is bigger than the other? I did that when I was in school. I think I have a burp coming, but I muted preemptively. There we go. Yes, I love Sabrina so much. Honestly, I need to learn the songs better. Because I enjoy Sabrina a lot. But like, I probably couldn't name most of the songs on the album just by listening to them. Aside from like Juno and Espresso, I could probably name them, but like until like right then when she says the name of the song, like I now know this is Slim Pickens, but just by listening to like a verse, I probably couldn't. Probably you just did name them. I meant all of them. Like I could, there are two of them I could name. And also no, what I meant by listening to them. Like I would have to listen to a verse of them to be sure that I could name them from that. Like if I'm listening to something that isn't the chorus of one of her songs that says the title, the only ones that I feel pretty confident I could name are Juno and Espresso. Definitely Espresso. That song is everywhere. I could name Espresso based on any part of that song, I feel. It's a similar vibe with Chappell Roan, but probably even worse. Like, I really don't feel like I know her songs well enough at all. I do think we are going to get to 1300, and that will be where we call it for the day. Just so I have plenty of time to unwind before work. Once again, I will be dropping the... Well, the schedule I'm dropping will be for next week. Like, it will just be what the schedule is going to be. But it's also what I hope to be the consistent schedule moving forward. It's really hard to say for sure, given that my part-time job schedule is very sporadic. But if it works out, and I put my preferences into work in the morning, and if they listen to my preferences, we could be cooking, and then the schedule will like stay accurate. So basically I'm also going to tweet it out, but what you see in the Discord later will be the target schedule for every week moving forward. Sometimes there will be because of my part-time job having such random scheduling, there will definitely be weeks where the schedule doesn't quite work out the way we want it to, and there has to be some adjustments. I'll always let you guys know when that happens. Hell, it won't even just be work's fault. Like this month, I know I'm going up to Kansas City to visit one of my friends who moved out there recently. And then there's just other things that come up, you know? Life happens. But I'll always put updates in the Discord. It won't just be like you expect me to go live and I don't say anything and I just don't go live, you know? I've been trying to learn how to play the Midwest Princess album on guitar lately. Ooh, you can play guitar? That's so cool. The only instrument I can play is that trombone. Well, actually, that's not even true. Sorry. I can play trombone, tuba, and baritone, but you can't really count that as 3 separate instruments because if you can play one, you can kind of play all of them. Hey, Synthwakers, thanks for redeeming your daily partner Pokemon. You got an Oddish, not bad. Hey, what's going on, Synth? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you here. I'm finally done with this texture. Let's go, you won. That did take you a while. Oh yeah, Synth, have I seen you around Eternal streams by chance? I feel like that's where I've seen that name. Wait, no, I'm not. I forgot. Oh, no. Well, you're going to get it done. You got this. You mod for yeah, that would explain things. Well, Synth, I appreciate you stopping in on your lunch break and coming in to say hi. There's a chance we wrap up stream while you're on your lunch break. Because we're getting to 1300 and then we're raiding out. So, depending on how long it takes us to get the encounters done and how long your lunch break is. But regardless, it's good to see you. A little. I'm better at saxophone and woodwinds, but my partner plays guitar, and he's been teaching me the last couple of years. Oh, that's cool. First of all, saxophone and just woodwinds in general, awesome. If I had like the time and resources to learn, I would have saxophone would be like the first one I would go for. And I wish I could learn guitar. But once again, that's time and resources and money specifically that I just don't have. Like, my parents bought me this trombone. And the only baritone and tuba I've ever played was provided by whatever school I was at. You're doing great, Sky. Thank you, Eternal. I appreciate that. All right, 14 more encounters, chat. Do we think we get the shiny? We're still at like 25% of odds, give or take. God, I'm so happy I added so many Phineas and Ferb songs to this. Your brownie point emote reminds me of elementary school. Cosmic brownies packed in my lunches always hit, right? Like, to be clear, those are based on cosmic brownies. Like, that is a cosmic brownie. 100% that is intentional. But yes, cosmic brownies are incredible. Like, honestly, I still snack. I snacked on them all the time in college. I don't know if I haven't had them in a while. You're making me remember I haven't had cosmic brownies in ages. Maybe I get some. Maybe I go get some. My dad and grandfather played sax, so I just got lucky in that department. But we also searched garage sales for cheap instruments, and then we fixed them up for the music room we built in our house. We got a cello recently for $20, and it almost felt like I was stealing it. A cello for $20? That's crazy. That's insane. I mean, it helps that you have apparently a music room in your house, so clearly your family is musically inclined, we'll say. My family is not. Oh, I also played piano for a while. I'm not like really good at it anymore, but I used to be. And I still retain the basics. Like, I can do pretty much most scales, and I can play basic pieces, but it's been a while since I've actually played a legitimate piece. You will never not convince me Cosmic Brownies are something from a Minecraft Tech mod cap. I'm assuming you mean you will never convince me that Cosmic Brownies are not something from a Minecraft Tech mod pack. I promise you they're not. They're a real thing that tastes incredible. Me neither. I should fix that. You should. I should as well. The problem is I just dropped $500 on a capture card in 3DS. So realistically, I shouldn't be spending money on anything. Even if they are delicious cosmic brownies that I haven't had in so long and I really want now because I've talked about it. Now I really want to go get cosmic brownies when I'm going to work. But I shouldn't, and I won't. Oof, good purchase though? Yeah, no, I'm happy I made the purchase, to be clear. Like, the price was rough, but if you're looking for a regret, you're not going to find it here. I am so happy with my purchase. Yeah, the only thing wrong was it was missing the strings. And my family is musically inclined, so when I got this cheap land, so the first thing I knew I wanted when we were building our house is that I want a music room. Yeah. I mean, that I would love a music room if I could. There just aren't many situations. Like, well, first of all, I'm not in my own house. I'm being allowed to live with my parents for the time being, which is a fantastic deal, for the record. But yeah. A music room would be nice eventually, but honestly, I haven't even touched my trombone in a long time. I don't know if it would be a good, like, I don't even know if it would make sense for me to have at this point. I don't play enough, and I only have the one actually, no, that's not true. I have 2 trombones. So 2 trombones, I don't know if that's enough to justify a music room. All right. Last encounter of this stream, 1300. Will it be a shiny? Imagine the moment, though. Nope. No shiny this stream, but that is fine. That is completely fine. We weren't expecting a shiny. We're not I'd say we do one more stream of this at some point, and after that stream, then we can start expecting the shiny to show up. You know, 100% valid. If I didn't stumble upon this place, I would still be my Crap Studio apartment. Honestly, I would kill for a Crap Studio apartment right now. I don't need it to be a high quality living space. I just want to have my own space, you know? But I can barely afford life as it is. So wait till I get a full-time job, then I can talk about that. Next time, maybe. It's always possible. Technically, every time we stream this, there's always a chance. But thank you all so much for being here today. I had a really good time. Life is expensive, unfortunately. So real. Also, sorry, I definitely just hit my mic with my controller. Sorry for that. Yeah, like I told you all, I started stream in a really good mood, and I'm ending in a good mood. It was a good stream. I would have ended in a better mood if frickin' we got a shiny, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. All right, so who is live right now? Who can we raid? I'm gonna scroll my following list because there's definitely gonna be people that I haven't raided that I should. Thanks for the stream. It was very fun. Thanks for being here. Seriously, all of you. Chat was pretty active today. It was very fun to get to chat with you guys and have some of you guys in stream. I know a lot of you are here because it was earlier, so you're not as busy. And I'm sorry that my streams will be trending more towards the late end of things. Just because my work schedule will hopefully be more early oriented. But once again, schedule for the week will be, for next week, will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. CST unless something changes, which again, I'll let you know if that's the case. And then with a potential bonus stream on Saturday if I'm feeling up to it. Time TBD. So yeah, who can we raid? We got a couple friends live for sure. No one's playing Pokemon. So let's scroll the Pokemon category, shall we? Is anyone doing some shiny hunting right now? Actually, yeah, quite a few people, believe it or not. Thanks for the stream, everyone. Honestly, thank you for being here. The stream it wouldn't be half as fun if y'all weren't here to keep me company and have conversations with me. This person's doing Uxie DAs. It's not. Let me check them out real quick. Not bad. I'm done. Yes, let's go. Hey, Soph, thanks so much for being here. Thank you, and thank you for hanging out. I hope you've been well. Oh, here we go. We got someone doing a soft reset for Zapdos in Fire Red Leaf Green. It's really far into the hunt. 13,000 looks like. A part of the Latin Guild. Yeah, we're gonna send you over here. Sorry, I'm lurking and trying to finish some work. Hey, you do not have to apologize for lurking, so get that work done, and however long you were lurking, I don't even care. Just thank you for coming by. The lurk means the world to me. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid. This is Danny64. Shiny hunting some Zapdos right now. Make sure to send him lots of love. Okay, so those look like this channel is intended for mature audiences, but also we're not like we're 16 plus. If you do not want to head to this stream because it's intended for mature audiences, Feel free to leave the raid. I'm not going to force any of you guys to come along, but if you would like to, let's go say hi to Danny64. Here are the raid messages. You can grab that top one if you're a subby, and if you're a follower, you can grab that bottom one. I'm going to go ahead and send you over to Danny now. But once again, thank you all so much for hanging out today. If you want to know when I'm live next, there will be constant updates in the Discord, and it's also just a fun place to hang out. Like I said, trying to be more active in there. Kind of died as I was on my hiatus, which is going to happen. But I'm trying to revive it, so it's a fun place to be. Would love to see you there. But yeah, everyone take care of yourselves. I love all of you. I hope to see you soon at the next stream. And I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy it. Enjoy your start to the weekend. I will see you all in the next one. See ya.